Pay no attention to what you're seeing, everybody. All right, it's got yours now. Yeah, I might be able to fix that. Oddly enough, it was capturing the right named window. I had to change to a different one and then back to that one. So okay, yeah, and I'm okay, yeah, and I'm okay. I don't think I hear you. Let me try to fix that. Well, like I hear you, sure.
Right. Charge. Charge. Jump. Jump.
All right. I think we can both be heard now.
Now let me. I'll quickly verify. Now let me. All right. I have quickly verified. We are verified.
Perfect.
Okay. Should we just get going?
Yeah, we can go ahead and get started. If anybody can only hear one person or the sound is weird, please let me know. Every time it decides to default to something else.
If they can only hear me, then they won't be able to let you know because they wouldn't have heard you say that. So if anybody can only hear one person, please let me know because Lenny can't.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
All right, and then if they can't hear either of us, let's start jumping and making like letters with Samus to give the message. I
Okay. Thank you, Mitty.
F
Yeah, I don't think they're
U.
gonna understand that at all. I.
Okay, Morse code. So let's see. Okay, I gotta go learn Morse code real quick. See you in an hour.
All right.
This is exciting stuff. All right, by the way, I realized last time, and this time will probably be the same, there was a lot of just Super Metroid chatter, as if that's what we're doing. So I figure I'll do a quick check-in to give the audience what they want, and I actually know the answers, so I'm not doing this to poke. I'm actually just doing this for the audience, Landon.
Oh, okay.
Any updates you can give us on the super secret project?
Um,
All fans are dying to hear.
no, there's no details yet. Still waiting for those to come in. But
So what is ironic, by the way? I'll distract briefly before maybe needling you a little more to maybe see if we can get some spoilers or something. Um, what's funny is on this game I've been talking about one of the things I hate the most: the stupid gravity. This what's the beam called?
the grappling beam.
Grappling beam. But one of the worst things ever. And my retort is really the reason it sucks to me is because I've seen it done well by someone in less time with at least the same level of hardware. Oh my goodness. Um, I just fell on a jump I never missed. So to the point, as we've mentioned, in college you made a one button game called Square Deanna Jones, kind of based on another IP that you probably can't use anymore because of Disney,
Hmm.
although it's like super popular now because the guy just won an Oscar. Um, but basic point being it used like a whip dynamic and had two very simple functionality changes, I would argue. The first being the whip could stay out, as opposed to, the problem with the grappling beam in Super Metroid is it really is a, I just did it there, in fact, it's a bullet. Like you take
Hmm.
one shot and hope you hit, and then if you miss you have to, and like not only that, not only is it a bullet, it's a one, you got to wait for it to retract. So it's not even like you could shoot 5 times and if one hits you grapple. You shoot once, if it misses you have to wait for it to come back and then you shoot again, and that's like a horrible game design. And what yours did is like you could just hold the whip out.
Right.
And also yours has proximity detection. So like same idea here. If I miss my shot, but I'm pretty close to the thing, if it just automatically attaches, that's much more fun. And so you did that. And so that's why I kind of like will not forgive Super Metroid. I will never let it go that this game
Harsh.
dynamic is so crappy. Um, and it's not even that bad, but for a game that's otherwise so polished and nice, it's kind of just one of those. You're like, come on. Um, anyway, all that to say, I asked you about that game. I said, "Hey, Square Indiana Jones is pretty cool. Have you ever considered releasing it?" And you actually found out that using the game engine you've been messing around with, you were able to get Square Indiana Jones. Like it's live, right? Like there is a website you can go to and play Square Indiana Jones right now if I wanted to. Is that correct?
Yeah, like a super basic version. I just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop with the underselling. Keep
it,
the point. Square Indiana
it's
Jones is in theory out there in the wilds for everybody to see if they want it, right? That just
in theory they can
yes,
see what you're
yes or
talking.
no.
Yeah, I
Senator, answer the question.
yeah, yeah, I guess like so they can see what you're talking
Purpose of
about.
this
Yes, it
hearing,
is
the
out there.
purpose of this hearing is not for you to what extemporate. It's for you to answer the questions. But anyway, it's live. So what was amusing to me is when you showed me that, I was like, "Oh, is this your super secret project?" And you were like, "No." And
That,
I'm like, "You're aware that you could have just said yes." And I'd have been like, "That's awesome. I'm glad you've been working."
yeah,
So
I
I'm
know.
amused that you dropped the ball there. You
May,
still dropped the ball. You could be like, "I was lying with you. That is the super secret project."
I know, like
All
it
right,
could it still could be, right? Like it could maybe this is all just an extra layer of misdirection. Like I show you the secret project and then you're like, "Is this it?" And I say no. But then it
so
really
but
is. Wouldn't that
if
be
you're
something?
watching on my screen, by the way, I'm not going to do what you do and try and beat this guy with one energy tank. But this is kind of the trick I mentioned, which is I deactivated the ice beam and it's just going to take 9 charge shots in the super missile to take down Phantom for me. And I'm super OP though, so I don't even mind getting hit. But he never does like that super scary thing. And for people that do want to beat Phantom super fast, the using missiles is like the track to use.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
doing it in about one energy tank is kind of like, see, I mean, there are people like faster than you. I mean, I don't think you're shocked to hear that, but for those
right.
that didn't watch last week, Landon beat Phantom with essentially 1.5 energy tanks, which is ridiculous because even like with what I'm doing here, I've got what 12 I think 12 yeah because I think you can get 20 total.
Hmm.
Um, even if you were like kind of speed running, you could easily have 4 or 5 by now. Um, if you were doing 100% for sure, because you don't want to. There's some that like there's some things when you're doing a super speed run you want to backtrack for, or do like quicker. But some things are just like on the way. So anyway,
Right.
just giving you props for beating Van Toom with one energy tank last week. Still pretty
Well,
cool.
I appreciate that. I feel you're overselling it a little bit because this minimum,
I
like
hate
trying to go
people that
through
are good at this. I hate people that are good at this game. Be like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm just good at it. And I'm like, listen, man, I can't do 3 wall jumps, so shut up.
well, well, this thing I'm trying, like, it isn't something I've like been practicing or anything like that. So it's just kind of just mess around
Which
while you're
actually
doing.
makes it like more impressive because you're doing pretty good.
Relax. Um.
Hmm. And you can get
Anyway,
started whenever you want, but yeah.
yeah. Before I get started, I'm glad you were talking about the
Oh,
grappling beam. Um. Because I was thinking about it and I decided to get an expert opinion on the grappling
oh
beam.
God. Oh no. What do we got? I'm actually excited about this. I'm very curious to see.
All right.
I do know where this is going, by the way.
Yeah, where's this going?
You asked Chat GPT, right?
Indeed, I did. I asked ChatGPT. I had a nice conversation with ChatGPT about the grappling beam in Super Metroid. Um, so would you like to hear what this
Yeah,
conversation? I can.
I would.
All right. I'm assuming anyone listening knows what ChatGPT is at this point. It's an AI, but it's smarter than all of us. All right, it's smarter than all you guys, and
Uh,
it knows Super Metroid and has great opinions. All right, so I asked it. We were talking about Super Metroid as you do, and I asked it, should the grappling beam have been removed from the game? Starting out with a pretty strong stance, right? And so ChatGPT responds.
yes, yes. Continue.
The ChatGPT responds, the grappling beam is an integral part of the Metroid series, and its inclusion in Super Metroid is consistent with the series' gameplay mechanics. It allows players to reach areas that are otherwise inaccessible, and it is essential for progression in certain parts of the game.
So I
Furthermore,
know you weren't
sorry.
necessarily expecting this. I am going to cut you off immediately. I have been amused by Chat GPT in this regard,
Mm-hmm.
where something I find very amusing is that when it comes to like tech, I actually find Chat GPT really impressive, which actually isn't as shocking as you think. I mean, we've actually had some discussions about like issues I've had with like interviews and things, where it's just a lot of tech stuff that is at least on the surface level what people want is a lot of rote things. And as soon as you get into rote memorization, fast lookup, really computers kick human beings ass.
Mm-hmm.
Where I found Chat GPT to fall apart, ironically, is on things like pop culture knowledge.
Huh.
Because that's where like semantics get weird, where you can say like, what's the first appearance of the Vulture? And it's like, well, do you mean Michael Keaton's Vulture? Do you mean the original Vulture? Do you mean the Marvel Vulture? Do you mean, the 1934 Vulture? Blah, 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 blah. So that kind of stuff. So this is where it gets funny is, the Chat GPT is kind of giving you the surface level, hey, the grappling beam is required. One thing that I've kind of learned doing a lot of speedrun research is, yeah, I mean, really even apropos the grappling beam, um, a lot of this game is accessible with other things, which is kind of my point when I was saying, right? Like, I would have argued you should have just made some levels more wall jumpy
Mm-hmm.
or, other things. Shine Sparky. Shine Sparky, is that even a thing? I don't even know what I'm talking
I
about. But
think
yeah,
it is a thing. Yeah.
it is now.
Yeah, it
It
is
wasn't.
now.
Yeah.
No one can
So
stop it
it's
now.
like, yeah, basically I would just be like, yeah, instead of trying to make this room accessible via the grappling beam, just make it so it's a shine spark, or just make it so it's, yeah, like I said, wall jump, which is part of the game. Later games it does show up, but I mean the fact that what the grappling beam isn't in Metroid One, isn't in Metroid Two, isn't doesn't really show up until 3D Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chat GPT is just wrong here. So, but
I,
proceed. I want to hear that.
I mean, you're right. I mean, to be fair, nothing shows up until 3D Metroid because that's the next game after this one. Um,
What about Metroid Pinball? Oh, we're not expecting that.
that was way later. 'Cause
Really?
that's Metroid Prime Pinball. Yeah, so it came after Prime.
Wait,
Um,
so this is blowing my mind. So they got to like the modern systems, and because like it made sense to add pinball for like Sonic as just
mm-hmm.
like what can we do with low level graphics to
Sure.
make a fast game on the system and take advantage of this. They decided for pinball. All right, this is blowing my mind. All right, anyway, but proceed.
All right. So first of all, I agree with you. Like it starts out saying, well, you need the grappling beam to get to certain places. Well, of course, because that's how they designed it. But ChatGPT continues. Furthermore, the grappling beam adds an additional layer of complexity to the gameplay, as players must use it in conjunction with other abilities to traverse the environment and overcome obstacles. Removing the grappling beam would significantly change the gameplay and likely make it less engaging and challenging. In short, the grappling beam is a core component of the Metroid series, and its inclusion in Super Metroid is necessary for the game's overall design and mechanics.
Did the grappling beam write this?
So, so, so I am glad that it like kind of went back to my original point. Is like, should it be removed? Like which was interesting. So anyway, you and I we both have complaints about this, right? So like playing devil's advocate here, I responded. I said I'm not so sure. The grappling beam has arguably poor controls in contrast to the rest of the game, breaking consistency from a gameplay perspective. And Chat GPT responds to me by saying, "You raise a valid point." I'd like to make a note here that Chat GPT thinks I'm very smart. Um, While the grappling beam is an important mechanic in the Metroid series, it is possible that its implementation in Super Metroid could have been improved from a gameplay perspective. The grappling beam in Super Metroid can be difficult to control at times, and its use can feel awkward compared to other abilities such as the Morph Ball and Space Jump. This inconsistency in gameplay could be seen as a flaw in the overall design of the game. However, it's worth noting that many players still enjoy the grappling beam and find it to be a satisfying mechanic to use once they become accustomed to its controls. Additionally, the grappling beam's unique challenges and uses contribute to the game's overall sense of exploration and discovery. Ultimately, the design to remove the grappling beam from Super Metroid would have significant implications for the game's overall design and mechanics. It's possible that removing it could improve the game's consistency, but it could also fundamentally alter the experience and detract from its strengths as an exploration-focused action game. That whole thing is pretty
I have no
impressive
idea.
for one thing. Uh,
That's
it's very
like,
wordy. I don't know why it needs to
have you
talk so much, but
have you seen Happy Gilmore, or
yeah,
at least know the meme I'm about to reference?
yeah.
So in the movie Happy Gilmore, for those that don't know, he like gets a question about like economics or something. Actually, trying to even explain the plot of Happy Gilmore gets ridiculous as well. Where I'm like, okay, so he's in like a Jeopardy contest to win his dad's business because he had to go do school again. Uh, man, comedies are weird. Um, but at one point he gives an answer like it's supposed to be heartwarming, and I really like this subversion of the trope because it's like he's got a question he doesn't know the answer to, and he like looks out at the crowd and gets inspiration, and he comes up with like an answer based on a kindergarten book called like The Lonely Puppy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And when he finishes, the guy is like, nothing you said in that like incoherent rambling had like meant anything. Everyone in the audience is now stupider for having listened to you. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. And I kind of feel that way to that Chat GPT answer, where it's like, no, it's needed. Like, it's a must. Like,
it
I think the next question, did you, follow up question, did you ask Chat GPT, are you the grappling beam
I
or the
should have asked.
designer that worked on the grappling? Like, you could be like, did the person who designed the grappling beam work on this project? And did they tell you to answer that? Because that's the only way that makes sense.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like that was like a whole bunch of words to just kind of reiterate
Your
what it had
answer
been
was
said.
pretty good, by the way. Like, if Chat GPT had given your follow up, like, if you had started as Chat GPT, which, by the way, like, does kind of sound Wikipedia ish, right? Like, the grappling beam, like, helps the dynamic and blah,
Right.
blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And despite the fact that it's controversial, it does help the overall gameplay, which is a lie. Completely wrong.
It does make it
But,
more
like,
complex.
your answer of like, it hurts the consistency, blah 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 blah. Like if Chat GPT had answered that, I'd have been like pretty impressed. The other one, I'm kind of like, okay, you were able to reverse engineer the sticker points on like a user manual or something.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see.
All right. So this keeps going. This is a big
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
we're not done.
Oh, we're not done. Um. Anyway, so after all that, I responded, "That's a fair point. I don't dislike it myself, but new players sometimes find it off-putting." So ChatGPT responds,
Wait, 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 wait,
"Yeah,
wait. We're not letting you off the hook for that answer. You don't hate it?
I don't hate
Like
it. I like
Chat, I'm like Chat GPT. I could expect this out of you, but not you, Landon. Not you.
it's not like my favorite thing, and like I it is like weird to use, but I don't know. It doesn't come up that much in the game, so it's not like I don't know. I don't
I,
hate it. I don't
I
know.
I'll wait till the point, even though people have seen it on your stream when you beat the game. I will actually give them props for one place in the game,
Yeah.
and I think you know what I'm talking about. We'll get there, but yeah. All right. Anyway, so you're like, well, my friends say it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, my
As like
friends
my
say
friends suck
I'm
using
on
it.
your
Don't you think
side.
that's a problem? Yeah, I'm like you, and me, ChatGPT. We're good friends now. But so ChatGPT responds, yes, that's understandable. The grappling beam can be a challenging mechanic for new players to master, and its somewhat awkward controls can be off-putting for some. literally just repeated
all.
what I said. However, it's important to
That's a
note
good
that
that's a good trick in like arguing. You just like that's one thing I'll do when I talk. I'll be like, I'm just parroting you back to you, and then it makes it harder for them to disagree with you. Anyway, proceed.
but however, it's important to note that Super Metroid is a game that places a heavy emphasis on exploration and discovering hidden secrets, and the grappling beam is a key tool in that regard. By allowing players to reach previously inaccessible areas, the grappling beam adds to the sense of discovery and accomplishment that comes from uncovering the game's many hidden secrets. Overall, while the grappling beam may be challenging for some players to use, its inclusion in Super Metroid ultimately adds to the overall game design and mechanics, and it's an important tool for players looking to fully explore the game's rich and expansive world.
This is like an NPC answer where it just like keeps repeating like
Keeps
it
repeating
is a
itself.
necessary component that increases exploration. And
It's
you're
true.
like oh, okay, you really want me to explore there, Chat GPT?
Yeah, so it keeps kind of like saying the same things. Until I respond with that, I'm like, plus, it's a great secret weapon to use against Dragon and
I
ChatGPT.
wasn't even going to say that one. That's interesting though. Actually, so that's what's funny is here's what's annoying. So it gets weird.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm getting swung because here's an example. Right here, I'm supposed to use the grappling beam, but I'm like super souped up. I can just like take advantage of the spikes or whatever. I could have even shined sparks through the door here.
Mhm.
This is one of the components I know you like is, where you some of the Chozo statue are your enemies, some are your friends. You're like, what's this one? And there are two Chozo statue that when you get into their arms and let them hold you as a ball, they're like, I like this ball. I'm gonna help you out.
Right?
They're like, it's a cool ball. But like here, right? I don't need the grappling beam. And in
Mhm.
fact, like there's an area of the game with the grappling beam that really it's going to show up in Meridia in a bit that I would really argue is just to help people who are bad at wall jumping. In fact, I don't use the grappling beam because I find it clunky and I use wall jumping through it. So you could make the argument that the grappling beam like is almost a misdirect where it's kind of needed for it's a secret weapon to beat um what's the
Dr-
boss's name.
Dragon.
And actually, I forgot. Dragon a real boss or a faux boss? Is Dragon on the statue?
Yeah, it's one of the real ones.
Okay, Dragon's one of the four. Yeah, because Spore Spawn and the dragon and Cranado, Cran,
Granado, that's a thing.
Crocodile, Crocodoodle Doo.
I hate you.
Yeah, you keep showing back up. Um, anyway, but yeah, so they're like arguably you could maybe argue 6 to 8 bosses in this game, but only 4 show up on the statue. I'm gonna explain some of that in a bit. I'm very excited about some of this retconning I've come up with. Um, but yeah, so for Dragon, it's a nice secret thing. By the way, I've timed it with you with your. You should probably get going. By the way, because like I'm caught up to you now, and then you're like playing on no energy.
Oh yeah.
I'm very curious to. The one question I'm really curious about what you're doing. So I'm doing the 100% challenge.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get everything. Whereas Landon is
That's me.
crazy and is trying to beat the game with like as few power ups as possible, which you noted at like some point in like I think you said like a Metroid 2 replay that you did was a challenge like to beat with 15%. So
That was
low
in Zero
energy.
Mission, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really curious to see though Ridley is the main one because you've shown that you can beat Fantoon with like 2 energy tanks. I will tell you the secret we were talking about. You are capable of beating Dragon with like relatively little. I am really curious to see what you are capable of beating. Are you going back to Kraid's lair?
It's just on the loop. Um,
Oh, okay, that's not you. It was just they had very little. All right.
yeah, I'll get started here in a minute. I don't expect to beat it this way, but it's something to do. First, I will um, I can give ChatGPT's final response to my talking about being
Brilliance.
working. Yeah. So all right. So yeah, just finish up this ChatGPT thing. I said, plus it's a great secret weapon to use against Dragon. ChatGPT responds, yes, the grappling beam can be especially useful in the boss fight against Dragon. In that fight, players can use the grappling beam to grab onto Dragon's electrical charges and redirect them back at the boss, dealing significant damage. This is just one
All right.
example of the grappling beam's
All right.
unique mechanics. What?
All right. This. Okay, I'll actually give him a little bit of credit. They're for real, right?
Yeah,
Like, you're like, are you just echoing me? And it's like one of those like secret traps, right? Where you're like, well, I'm gonna trap you in a lie, like, because if you'd said like, you can use the grappling beam against what's the name of is the like fire? What's the fiery dragon thing called? That's not called Dragon. What's that thing called?
that snake thing?
Yeah. One,
Uh,
two,
I don't know.
three, 4, 7. That's 35.
He's just the snake guy.
Whoops. I
But
missed.
but yeah, so he knew how it was used, and then of course he goes on repeating himself once again. This is just one example of how the grappling beam's unique mechanics can be used to great effect in Super Metroid, and it highlights the game's emphasis on player choice and experimentation. By providing players with a variety of tools and abilities, the game encourages them to explore and discover new strategies for overcoming its many challenges. Thank you, ChatGPT.
All right. I foolishly missed a super missile. How did I miss a super missile? There's one. Sorry, give me 1 sec.
No problem. I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. I can't remember. All right, so I just killed Dragon. I need to still grab the gravity suit.
Huh. That's embarrassing. I'm going to have to go back to the wrecked ship. So I'm just doing a quick inventory check of where I'm at. And essentially, I should be at this point in the game, 170 missiles, 30 super missiles, 35 power bombs. If you are looking at my screen, you will notice I am down 5 super missiles, and I just did a quick inventory check to see where I missed them. Because we are aiming for 100%, and I did verify something on this game. So, by the way, the 100% run, when you finish the game tells you how long it took you to beat it, and that's the amount of time you spent in control of Samus in the game. So while it's going to take upwards of 4 some odd hours to beat this between the multiple nights, it's not counting things like when I'm paused or when we're watching cutscenes of Ridley showing up, which is awesome. So that's. But and then the other thing is the total number of items you collect. These are power-ups, missiles, super missiles, power bombs, energy tanks, and reserve tanks. What I've learned is the game does not do any politeness to you. It will not give you 100% rounding up, because it is possible to get like 99.99%. So it will give you 99% if you do that. So with that being said, I mucked up here, and I think I missed the super missiles over here and here. Let's see, not there. Is this where? No, down. Okay. But yeah, so that's my plan. I'm still planning on doing 100%. I think I can finish that tonight in about an hour. Yeah, because I got the mage one done. Yes, it was over here. I forgot to tunnel through the wall. Or door here? Something? Oh, yeah, that's right. This here. So what happened? Here's why I missed this. So this is a question you had about the wrecked ship. What's interesting about the wrecked ship, we don't know whose wrecked ship it is. Lots of theories. If you ask ChatGPT, it will say some speculate that the wrecked ship is Samus's wrecked ship. And I'm like, ChatGPT, smart cookie. But one of the fun dynamics of this game, unlike the stupid grappling beam, which is not a fun dynamic, is that this wrecked ship.
Exploration.
It does help exploration. That's the most important. This wrecked ship is depowered initially, and one of the reasons that's a problem is certain rooms you kind of have to have power, or in this case you have this robot that will not move, and that's what I missed, these super missiles here. This robot will not move until power is on, and so I can't, even with all the power in the world, man, and even with power bombs, even with grappling hooks, even with radars or whatever that thing is called, the little scope that shines. Even with all the power in the world, I can't get into that back room until the power's back on.
Mm-hmm.
You noticed a very odd, frustrating kind of plot hole, which is, but why are the doors to open the ship on? And to that I
Right.
say, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense. Um, but it's still cool. I mean, basically they should have just had like a busted open hull, but we kind of give it to them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I don't know. It does make sense because the doors inside of the ship are for the most part broken, except for the one covered in the eyeball. All right, I am now on track for everything I want,
Okay, good.
and now I'm going to go down to Meridia, and I'll have comments on Meridia. Um, but what I wanted to talk about, and so by the way, the 100% is just all the items not rounding, so you need to get everything, and that's what I want to do, and I'm well on track to do that. And I just have a little cheat sheet in front of me, and then I do have SNES maps to go look at if I need a reference, but I think my memory's for the most part good enough to get through most of this. Um, but a discussion we were having last week about this game is um, just some weird questions because this is essentially a remake of Metroid One. You're like, no, 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 no,
Yeah, I
no.
know
I know it
it's
is.
not a
It's a,
remake.
it's
It's not a.
it is a remake of. It's been
Who said who told you it's a remake? It's a different game.
Chat GPT,
It just because it's on the same planet doesn't make it a Does is
and
every
literally
game set
has.
on Earth a remake of every other game that came before it? That's what I thought.
I mean, that's like asking, is the Thomas Crown Affair a remake of the Thomas Crown Affair? To which I say,
Is it?
yes, it is. Um, but I mean, to your point, this what we kind of settled on is this is kind of Evil Dead 2ish, where it is essentially the same plot, the same characters, a lot of the same dynamics, but narratively is placed as a sequel. So that's kind of a funny thing. But we were kind of asking like, okay, well, why? So here's an interesting point. In this
Yes.
game,
Why?
to prove it's a sequel, when you land on the planet, you go down and you see Mother Brain's old destroyed lair, which is cool.
I mean, it's also
But then,
proven it's a sequel because you have the baby Metroid from Metroid 2.
yes, I would. So
And
I
they
was
and
really,
I mean, like in the start beginning of the game, it tells the story of Metroid 1 in the past.
yeah, but it should say spoiler alert, Metroid One. Don't read if you don't want to know what happens in this game. Anyway,
All
um,
remakes and reboots.
but yeah, I was gonna say is that we were kind of asking narratively how you could kind of reconcile some of this. And I think one thing we came up with that's kind of cool was, so this is in canon after the fact. So this is written after the fact, but we can still kind of cheat and use it as narrative. Is Mother Brain is Chozo technology. And what you could really argue, I would say, about Mother Brain and potentially Ridley, we'll get there in a second, is that they are organic technology developed by the Chozo. And so you do destroy a Mother Brain in Metroid 1.
Hmm.
But basically another Mother Brain somehow, maybe Ridley activates it or something, starts up and is programmed to essentially build the exact same like defensive structure. So that's why the end level looks almost identical on both.
Hmm.
Um, and also just like Mother Brain behaving like having the same parameters. So essentially, like you destroyed a Mother Brain, there's another Mother Brain. It's kind of like you stop a computer program, but then someone just starts a copy of the same computer program with a slightly different parameter.
Hmm.
And so that makes to me makes a lot of sense as to why, like, you're like, wait a minute, I destroyed Mother Brain, what happened? You're like, oh, you did, but Mother Brain is just an organic piece of code that is set to replicate itself when turned on. So a new one just got turned on.
Yeah.
And I would also argue that a new Mother Brain with maybe slightly stronger, like, okay, the last one got defeated, so let's up your power level. So that's why this Mother Brain is like, okay, well, you know what I need to do? I can't just be a brain in a jar.
That's
I've also got
ridiculous.
to have I've also got to have a dinosaur suit just in case someone attacks me, and my old defense mechanism to blow up just my layer, it's got to go up. And so when you up the damage, it goes from Mother Brain's layer just destroying like a portion of the planet to destroying the whole planet. So we've kind of reconciled, in my opinion, I'll ask you as the judge, as Chat GPT, have I reconciled the like, okay, well, why is Mother Brain alive with the new suit in like the exact same room she was in the first game?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That it is a different copy of the Mother Brain. Um, because the Mother Brain,
Code or
like you said, it is Chozo technology. Like it's not like this. Uh, it's not like a species, right? Like it's a created thing. Um, in yeah, that was like all made up later, but that's fine.
okay,
Let me
another
see if I
couple
can
thing.
get stuck because I don't have the high jump. Oh no.
This wall jump for everything.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get up
Okay,
here.
actually, that is kind of funny. You are going to be required to get the grappling beam, I believe, for at least one part of the later game. So, haha, jokes on you.
I do have the
All
grappling
right.
beam
So,
because
oh
I
yeah,
think you do. I
yeah.
think you do need it. I don't have the X-ray because I don't get that half the time anyway.
What I was going to throw out, and we already discussed this last time. So actually, let's throw out this. So the statue room. I think part of this game, you kind of just to give artistic license, but I think you actually cracked a question I had last week, where you said, "Hey,
Okay.
what if these missiles and things? What if it's not so much a missile that Samus finds, but it is like a type of resource on this planet that works with her suit for the different types of things?" So like, okay, I'm about to find like a missile shard in the wall. It's not like a group of missiles in the wall. It's a group of like minerals that Samus's suit can use as a
Mhm.
missile. And then of course the Chozo would have like some of those just stockpiled as like ammunition, but then it might also be like organically around the planet.
Yeah,
So
I'd never really thought about it before, but I felt like that
except
kind of
for
makes some
last
sense,
week
right?
when you brought it up.
Yes. Before then,
So you never thought about it before you thought about it.
as with many things, yes.
Most things. Okay, so and so so like again to the artistic license. So we have the statue room, right? That you have to unlock in both games. And what I really argue is like you could view this in kind of like a heist film, when there's like the biometric scanner thing, like you need a thumbprint or an eye print. I basically argue that Mother Brain's lieutenants, you need just like a biometric thing. So in the game, when you unlock the statue room, like the statue turns gray. Um, Got it. The statue turns gray. It makes a weird thing. Um, but I'd argue like Samus just knows she needs some genetic information from Kraid, Ridley, Bantoom, and Dragomire. Dracula. I don't know. I should
so
really learn
so
these names,
so
shouldn't
what do you think Samus is actually doing then? Like because you need all four, like you said, you need to open them up. Like how would this? What kind of mechanism is this? It's
So I mean,
normally to get to
like
Torian, do
I'm
all
saying
four of them have to show up to that room together? Be like, all right, we can. If we go here, we have to do the
that
buddy
would make
system, and
yeah
all of
yeah
us
that
have to
that
go in at the same time
yeah like I mean
in
the
this
section
tiny
that
room that we can't possibly fit in. This
there
tiny
is
little door that
precedence.
no way Kraid can get through. This Kraid is huge.
Well, that's where it also gets interesting because we so one thing we noted is that like you kill Kraid and Ridley in Metroid One, but then what we notice in this game is, hey, Kraid's back, but Kraid's not back. Kraid is a giant,
Hmm.
and you're like, oh, I didn't kill Kraid, and you're like, oh, maybe Kraid is just a species that is able to make smaller versions of themselves, and that happens in Metroid One as well. And you go, okay, well that makes a lot of sense. I didn't kill the original Kraid, but I was able to overcome that, bio layer or whatever in Metroid 1 because like the Kraid offspring would have the same genetic information. And I
Hmm.
would argue it's potentially like a submarine system where um Yeah, like you have to have all of the generals present to like unlock the door. But to your point, like Kraid's probably never going, or Kraid maybe. I mean, Kraid maybe sends like a mini Kraid clone
Hmm.
to get up there. Would be my argument. All right, so that's where I'm at for that. So, Metroid 1 to Metroid 2. Why is Kraid still alive? Metroid 1, you didn't kill the original Kraid, you killed the mini Kraid. Mother Brain's still alive because how am I failing this? Because you didn't kill Mother Brain, you killed Thingamabob. You killed Mother Brain, but you know it's just a program that started itself back up again.
Sure.
Um, Ridley, I don't have a great explanation for, with apologies. Either A, Ridley was same idea, maybe similar to Kraid, just another species that you get around.
So I think canonically, like Ridley is the same Ridley throughout the whole series, because Ridley's like really Samus's like arch nemesis, right? Like there's Mother Brain, but really it's Ridley, because like in some of the comics and things like that that were of course made later, like they say like Ridley killed Samus's parents when she was a kid, and that doesn't show up in any of the games, but just kind of
Yeah, I mean,
the
I
expanded
mean,
lore.
so for my version of the game, right, I managed to get through Metroid 1 without ever fighting Ridley because
Hmm.
there's a hack around it. But I mean, maybe Ridley just survived or something. Ridley at one point makes a robot, so maybe Ridley had a Ridley clone. You can kind of forgive it. Ridley is a very wily one. One of my favorite. Were you a fan of Batman the Animated Series? He
Hmm.
asked, knowing the answer had to be yes, because everyone is a fan of Batman the Animated Series. Um, but in that, there's a stupid episode where he fights a guy called the Clock King, and at the end of the episode, Jim Gordon is like, "Surely he must be dead," and Batman's like, "If I could survive, he could survive." And I'm like, "You are one of the most highly trained ninjas in the world." And this guy's story, which we learned in this episode, is he is a nerdy guy that likes clocks.
Yeah.
In what world are you arguing if I could survive, he could survive? But, that's the
Yeah.
dialogue. So it's like same idea. It's like if you could survive, Ridley could survive maybe. But
Yeah.
that to me is kind of sufficient. In the meantime, right? They picked up Fantoon, maybe crash landed on the planet, and they're like, "Hey, you're pretty cool. You should join us." Um, in Crockadoodle Doo. That's my favorite, I think. Crockadoodle is my favorite version of the different
That is.
Crockemeyer names. That's an awesome name.
Crocomire just lives there. He's not even part of this whole thing.
Not Crockemeyer, Dragoon. Same idea. Whatever. Just they show up and they recruited a few new. They said, hey, we're gonna need more people to help defeat Samus in the future. So that's fine. Okay, so that to a degree explains the mechanism, right? Like why it works in both games, why it's
Well,
there in both games. It's a
yeah.
little bit of dramatic license. It is like a submarine system with the biometric scan, and Samus just happens to know after defeating Ridley, after defeating Kraid, after defeating Phantom, knows how to collect what is required to unlock that door.
Um, yeah, and just a quick aside here, just kind of another cool detail of just cool facts about Super Metroid. So this pipe that I'm in, that I'm just standing here, that everyone's probably wondering why I'm not doing anything. So I set off the super bomb or the power bomb already, and it won't actually do anything until you move again, which I always thought was pretty cool. So you stand there, it's like, oh, what happened? Then as soon as you move, then it cracks and shatters and opens up.
That
And
didn't
we all
make a
thought,
lot of sense,
yeah,
but
we
okay, I
we all
guess.
thought that was really cool. No, see the bomb just weakened it. It's really, you know, Samus's confident walk that finally
That's what we're
shatters it.
going with.
Yes,
I'm making up theories over here, and I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of a stretch, but whatever you say. The last one, and this one actually made a lot of sense. So the one thing that doesn't really make any sense, it is why is Samus so depowered, given that in Metroid 1
Oops.
Samus fully got powered up? What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm not used to not
That's
having
just
the
a
high jump.
save. That's just a save room, dude. But in Metroid 1, Samus ends fully powered up, and in Metroid 2, Samus ends fully powered up. You're the one who answered this question, and it works for me. Is that Samus is if we view all of the power-ups to Samus's suit, like I just collected a super missile and it's an icon, but if I'm really like this is just some set of resources. Same with the Varia suit, same with the gravity suit. If I'm just like, oh, these things are just natural resources Samus can collect that power up her suit,
Mm-hmm.
then there is actually, in my opinion, a nice answer, which is Samus drops the Metroid at
Oh, no.
Samus drops the Metroid, the very last one, at the science station. And I think Samus had to like basically unarm herself. Like they were like, "Hey, it's too dangerous for you to bring like a nuclear reactor, essentially." Because if you look at me now with Samus powered up, I've got like this ice beam. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even have the plasma beam, which is the highest one. I've got this ice beam that I can charge up that can literally like freeze 10 things and destroy them all. They're
I
like, listen,
I
if you're gonna come to this,
I think that's particularly true of like the screw attack, where as we saw, that station is built around the idea that these scientists like do jump all over the place. So if Samus is jumping around and can just like kill people on touch, like that's probably
yeah, they basically just said,
probably not great.
Samus, before you come here, you have to, depower your suit. And then when Ridley shows up, we see that Samus chases quickly. And that's what's kind of funny because Samus is like, no time to spare, gotta chase Ridley. And then like, all right, well, I'm gonna spend like 3 hours messing around on this planet. Well, and like, I really hope this Metroid doesn't eat a bunch of stuff and become an unstoppable killing machine. That'd be weird. Sorry for spoilers. That is really cool, by the way, having replayed that scene because I think you had obviously played it, but I hadn't got to it but the level where you do find the Super Metroid and you're like walking through, and there's like all of these things that just turn to dust,
It's so cool, yeah.
including like the statue, and you're like, what is this? And then you see the Super Metroid like show up and eat this monster that you can't even destroy with like super missiles. You're like, oh wow. So that is really cool. But I mean, but that said, so basically Samus went to the science station, depowered. Ridley showed up. Samus chases Ridley. We see this immediately. And then Samus is just like, okay, well, I don't have time to go charge. I'll just grab whatever I need on the planet because it's a Chozo planet, which Samus already knows. So I think that answers Metroid 2 as a follow up to Metroid 1, tying up any holes, which is ironic because I'm like, tying up any plot holes that someone like me might have. So
So
I'm satisfied.
I'm not totally
Uh
sure.
oh. Uh
Um,
oh. What?
and the reason is, I mean, I think that makes sense, like in the context of this game and like when it was made. Um, but Metroid Prime, the one made after this, like many years, to be fair.
So my
Uh,
explanation to this game made like 3 years after Metroid, which fits perfectly and ties them all up together,
this game was made
can't
like
make
9 years
sense.
after Metroid.
Okay. Wow.
Nine.
Jeez.
I
But
know.
my explanation of the immediate console follow up, if we don't count the Game Boy, but it even works with the Game Boy sequel. You're like, I'm sorry, your explanation doesn't make sense because of a game far, far in the future. All right, George Lucas, proceed.
Well, and the only reason is because in Metroid Prime they do attempt to explain it, why you come from Super Metroid all, or actually I take that back. Metroid Prime takes place before this game. Um, anyway, point is, Metroid Prime attempts to explain why you don't have powers, and that's because, um, and I haven't played this for a while, so I don't remember exactly, but basically, like, Ridley, like, zaps you or something at the beginning of the game, and you lose all your powers. So, like, she does start one of the games with a bunch of power. If I'm remembering
But
correctly, I haven't played that game since it first came out.
I mean, they could. I mean, that's a much easier retcon if if you are someone who is allowed to like edit the cutscene, because that could make sense too when you're like running back in if they just show ahead of time that as you are running back into the science station, like Ridley's ship hits you with a beam or something. And there is precedence to that. As an example, later in this game, Mother Brain has a super powerful beam that like completely decimates you. So that's fine too. All right.
I think I'm
If you want to cheat,
accidentally gonna get some more missiles here. 'Cause I don't think I can get
uh,
around these.
well, why are you getting the super missiles?
Ah, these
I
are
don't
regular
think you need it.
missiles.
You didn't need to go up there though.
Yeah, but then I was stuck, and I couldn't get back down.
Really? All right. Oh, so you went up there without needing to, and then had to get the missiles.
Yeah, just
That's bum.
kind of out of habit, because I don't have this game memorized. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm
I'm
going.
getting there. I
Yeah, it
say
seems
as
like
I
it.
forgot like the super missiles immediately. I'm not gonna use you stupid grapple beam. I'm just gonna use the wall jump. Out of pride. Yeah.
Where am I
All
supposed to
right.
go
Well,
now?
that's fine. But I mean, to my point, the depowered thing isn't. What's kind of funny to both the Ridley one you gave and mine is it is one of the least hard things to explain. So we're like I'm like both explanations work fine and are relatively simple.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good.
Yeah,
We're all good. But my other
we're all good
explanation,
here. Yeah, we're
I
fine.
was thinking what would be funny. So spoiler alert, I don't know why this is what happens, right? I do good when there's no audience, and the minute there is an audience, I forget how to play this game.
That's the way it is.
Yep. Um, but I think so. The way this game ends is you defeat all these bosses. You go down to Mother Brain's lair. You unlock the bio scanner as my head cannon. There we go. See, you don't need the grappling beam, Chat GPT. It's stupid. Um, anyway, you defeat Mother Brain. You unlock this bottom thing, and you go down there and then defeat Mother Brain with the same thing. I think it'd be funny if you like headed to the statue room
Oops.
and like Mother Brain in their new suit was like carrying like a couple statues. It was like doom doom doom, time to add the statues to the room. Isn't this exciting? And then like runs into Samus like, oh no. That's how it ended the game. Instead of going through the exact same room as the other one, like you just like run it like that statue room you keep running into. It's a red herring. You don't need to unlock the statue. It's just like after you've wasted enough time on the planet, Mother Brain. Um, ooh, good. I mean, so Zortanks asks, "Can you train ChatGPT to play Super Metroid?" I mean, ChatGPT kind of gave itself up there. Like, as much as I'm saying its explanations are crap, and it clearly is being paid off by big grapple beam.
I'm gonna have a tough time beating this
Um,
snake guy.
oh yeah, just use your infinite supply of super missiles you should have acquired by now,
Dang it.
right?
I don't have that many.
But ChatGPT actually says, like, gives away. ChatGPT reveals that it knows how to play Metroid.
It's true.
That would be fun to make like a or like maybe a tool assisted speedrun kind of thing, like a train a bot.
That would be cool. Like that bot that. Why is that not working?
And yeah, to your
Knows how to
point,
play
I just used
Tetris.
one of the cool versions of the. You did a, grad paper on that, and then that thing has gotten super duper powerful, right? The AI to beat Tetris.
Yeah, the coolest project is one where they actually set up like a camera to like watch the screen and like play it for real.
You know, we were close to doing that. We made a camera thing that did image detection. We
Oh
really
yeah, that's
should have
true.
gone. Yeah, actually, yeah. Zortanks has got a point here, Landon. Are you getting paid off by big AI? We
Possibly.
both studied
It's
artificial intelligence.
crap.
You
Yeah.
die?
No, I was just trying to get some missiles before I fight this thing. Luckily, I died, so I went back to when I didn't get the extra missiles. So now
You're
it's
like the sweet
even.
release of death. Thank goodness.
Even more difficult.
Um,
For some reason, I forgot dying was an option, which is funny because.
yeah, I'm okay with pseudo spoilers. Have you caught up on She-Hulk?
No,
Killing me,
I've
Smalls.
only seen one episode.
So, for those that haven't seen She-Hulk, it's a funny combination of both a superhero and a law drama. So it's a law drama taking place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with the lawyer being She-Hulk, one of the most powerful creatures in the Marvel creatures. Yeah, it works for me in the
Sure.
Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there's a episode where one of their clients is this immortal guy, and so it's kind of like almost like Highlander rules, right? He can die, but he just comes back.
Okay.
And so what happens is the
Highlander
case
spoilers.
against him.
Jeez. I'm joking.
You know, it's a shame they didn't have any sequels to that movie,
Yeah. Too bad.
because there can be only one. That's what they said.
Wow.
Um, yeah.
Crap.
Anyway, but what I was
Oh,
going to
this
say
guy
about that
might
is,
not be possible.
I don't believe you. You beat Bantoom with nothing.
Yeah,
Got to
this
be able to
guy
beat the drag.
gets pretty tough to dodge, though.
Yeah, I guess so. Can you do like when it does that big thing there? Does it make sense to like curl up into a ball
You
off
can,
into the corner? That's sometimes a secret.
yeah, you can kind of dodge it a little bit, but
Mm, that's what I'd do.
oh, it ran right into me. I just stood there, like an idiot.
Well, you should go tell Mother Brain. You should be like, Bantoon's one of your lieutenants, but not this thing. Although, again, in my headcanon, Mother Brain's on her way down to the trophy room with a lizard statue, whatever.
The snake thing has always been really cool. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing you with 3 energy.
Yeah, three is not
Yeah,
enough.
I'm on Meridia right now, and this has been my kind of point of like, this is where to me it kind of just starts getting frustrating, as to like almost forcibly making you backtrack, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like, I'll talk one part. Now, here's where it gets funny. I'm actually going to immediately contradict myself. So, one of my frustrations is if you want to get 100%, you have to do one of the most frustrating, annoying backtracks ever. But then to that point, I'm like, well, actually, you don't need to do this. There is a point where you like fall down some quicksand, get a missile and a super missile, do it again. And actually, this is the room. I'm doing the wrong way because this is the room that I would end up using to backtrack. But like, essentially, it's like, oh, well, you don't actually need to do this. Like, you can easily beat the game without this missile and super missile combo that's in this room.
Hmm.
It's like if you just want completeness. So it's like, actually, never mind. It's like you got a point. But that being said, it's just kind of like it's frustrating in that regard where to like get this 100% earlier in the game, wreck ship, criteria, Brinstar. It's like, oh, these are cool things. The we kind of mentioned, I think I want to say Brinstar, like the backtrack there where you go through it once without the power bomb, you come back with the power bomb. You're like, ah, this is cool. Mother Brain's throne room, if you come back fully souped up or happen to know what you're doing and come back a little earlier,
Hmm.
you can get everything. That's kind of cool. Whereas like this, it just seems like they're like, hey, do it again, kind of for
Yeah.
completeness sake.
Yeah.
That's all I got. So let's see. You're not caught up on Ted Lasso.
Mm-mm.
Wait, what?
I'm not caught up on Ted Lasso.
No, not you. I thought. Should, no, I should be able to destroy these guys. You're not caught up on Ted Lasso. You're not caught up on She-Hulk. Have you seen Severance? It's really good.
I have not.
Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, I'm might be an episode behind on that. I'm not sure when those come out.
Oh, nice. So how many are there? Because I am not caught up at
I've
all.
watched two, I think. Um,
See, so the first one is where he goes back, and then Carl Weathers is like, "Yo, you should do a thing," and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to do a thing." Then he doesn't do a thing, but then he does a thing. And
Outstanding.
then something happens at the end, but I don't know, because I didn't get that far.
You didn't get that far. Didn't get to the end of the first episode.
Well, I was watching it with my kid, and then like we had to go to dinner, and then I was like, I don't want to watch it without him, and then he didn't want to watch it. So anyway, did you know Green Goblin makes bad decisions and is a bad guy?
No way.
Because we watched like a kid Spider-Man movie instead. So I'm caught up on that. Caught up enough to know that Green Goblin's a bad guy.
Makes bad
In case you,
decisions.
in case you were wondering. Yep. Yep.
So apparently, far enough into the snake guy, he stops shooting at you and he just moves really fast, and then you can just stand in the corner and hope you hit him. That's not
I mean,
too
that's
bad.
my strategy in general. Actually, that was like the same strategy for War Spawn. I'm very curious if this boss has. I'll show in a few. There is a boss coming up that I'm curious if you know the hack on,
Hmm. Probably don't.
which is there is a I forget what they have a specific name, the Chozo statue,
Hmm.
that attack you. They're like
Oh yeah.
they're called like they start with a T.
Yeah, they start
I'm
with a
not
T.
making this
I
up.
don't.
I'm not trying to be like my sarcastic self. Like,
No, you're right. They do have a name.
uh,
I don't remember what they are though.
yeah. But what the one I'm gonna fight in a few here, when I go down to Lower Norfair, it has a blind spot. So you can just stand in one place and it can't hit you. Did you beat it?
I did beat the snake thing. Um, Now I'm getting over to Dragon, and this is kind of the moment of truth to see if
You can beat Dragon. You can beat Dragon with the trick here. That's cool. That is so cool.
with
I mean,
with the amount of
I'm
health I
saying
have.
you can beat it with that amount of health. If
Okay. Okay. Cool.
okay, so here's where we're gonna give you the credit. Where I'm gonna annoyingly agree with you and your stupid AI bot that paid you off. So I make the argument you don't really need the grapple beam. It's kind of a red herring, and that's true. This is the one part in the game that it is required for. There is this block in this room that to get through, I need to disintegrate the block, and the only thing that disintegrates it is the grapple beam.
Right.
So from a agreeing with like kind of, and we kind of noted that because of the way the game is constructed, really early on, as soon as you figured out wall jump, a lot of the game opens up to you. And while the game is able to use a couple of the suits, notably the what you call the Various suit is really required to keep
Hmm.
you out of the heat area in Norfair.
Right.
The gravity suit, no. Phew. I almost
Nice. I just saw that.
yeah, nice. But the because otherwise you have to wait forever, leave the room and come back in, and like who's got
Hmm.
time to leave the room and come back in this game? Like,
Yeah.
heard of such a thing?
Not me.
Um, but so like the suits, the bombs, the missiles are a good gatekeeping mechanism. But like later in the game, to this point as an example, when I have all the missiles, when I have all the bombs, when I have all the suits, how do you keep me out of an area that I should just be able to explore and be overpowered? How do you force me to have to do something there? And the two ways they do is right. They can lock off some doors based on if you've defeated the boss. So that's good. And then the other way is kind of like that, and that requires some cleverness. So what is ironic is I would say the grappling beam, the exploring argument is bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. But the
Oops.
grappling beam being a clever thing to add one or two more brain teasers to the very end of the game when it seems like you've unlocked everything
Hmm.
is cool and works for me. So it's like, honestly, and then it's like, and it makes your life easier in a few places.
Hmm.
Where, for instance, you don't need the grappling beam strictly to get to the wrecked ship. It is really, really hard to do the Shine Spark. They could have made it easier to do the Shine Spark there. Okay, yeah, well, I
Oh.
don't know if you died, but I was gonna say, watching your playthrough from my end, I would say before the boss fight, don't just run
this
needlessly
this
into the
was
electricity. Would be my
this was
advice.
perfect though. This is all calculated.
You planned it this way.
Then it felt so sorry for me.
I did.
Did you see?
Why?
Do
I'm
I
watching. I'm a little. Okay, for me right now, you just with one, that is that is stupid.
That's
That's awesome and
that's
stupid.
amazing.
That is so cool. That is really. I really need to start clipping up some of your stuff, like I said, because this is
So
cool. That belongs on. That
that's
belongs in a museum.
so here's a question. Do I need the space jump? I probably do, right? To beat the game.
Um,
Like that might like no space jump and no high jump boots. That might I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, here's an
Actually,
easy question.
I think I
Turn,
might
turn,
need it to
turn.
get out of here.
I was gonna say, turn around and see if you can get out without it. Like, I'd be curious to see that.
I cannot because it's got these. Well, I don't think I can. I think I do need it to get out of here. Maybe somebody really tricky can do it, but or I could do it with like the bomb thing, but I'm not very good at that.
Oh yeah, like the bomb jump. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Then I'd have to like bomb jump my way.
I also don't know, strictly speaking, if you need the little bomb jump that I've got now. It makes life easier, and I need it for these two items I'm about to go get that I'm going to complain about, as I am wont to do. Let's see.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna get the space jump because it's ridiculous.
I mean, it does. Now, here's a question. Actually, I think you also need the what's it called? The screw attack, because there are enemies you can't kill without it, right?
Yeah, I'll need the screw attack, but I don't think you need the space jump to have the screw attack. But it does make yeah. I will
Well, I
probably
mean,
never go through and do an
we're
actual minimum run, but remember this
we
is
we
the
we're we're
the
we are
best I can do.
arguing right here that you need the space jump to be able to access the screw attack. So I think we're on the same page there. So right here, what I have to do in Meridia is I have to fall down this area,
Hmm.
come back to this room that I've been in before, fall down another area to get some items. After I've got those items, fall down again. And that's, so here, I'll show you. So right here, the reason I waited to do this part is because I want the little jump that I have with the spin ball is really helpful.
The Sonic Spinball, yeah.
Yeah. So there are two like quicksand areas here. I'm going to jump past one and go to the other one. Both of these fall down to a room that have items that I need to get 100%. But that's where I'm annoyed, which is I have to fall down. I have to do this exact same thing twice to get
Yeah,
them all, and that to me is kind of annoying. I'm just like, just do it once. And
you're
they're
right.
like, it
That
would be a
is
challenge. They're like, it wouldn't be a challenge if we didn't do it that way. And that's where I'm like, it's not really like it was clever once. It's not really clever twice. And now you've gone from being like a clever brain teaser to being this like busy work that I can't get my 100% if I don't do this twice. Fun thing
it's
here, if you look, here's a nice hack here. These bricks fall away, and in theory I should fall. But if I just hold the jump button when I'm in the spin ball, I just bounce over and over and over again.
oh yeah.
Yay.
That yeah,
And in theory, what's weird about this one is, in theory, is this supposed to be the first reserve tank you've got? Because this is the fourth one I've gotten, but it's the one that the convention tends to be the reserve. The things that is in that format are like the first. So I don't know.
I think that's supposed to be the first one. I thought like
Anyway,
actually I don't remember where they all are. Because there's like the wreck ship one.
there's the one that you cheat using the morph ball really early on.
Yeah,
There
right.
is the one in the wreck ship that you power jump up to. There is this one, and there is the one in Brinstar in the lava room that you like blow up the room to get to. Wow, look at that, brain. Good job.
Very nice. So
Thank you.
here's another question. Do I need the plasma beam to beat the game?
I think, well, like, again, that's my question is, so for instance, when you're heading to Mother Brain,
Hmm.
There are these like weird things that jump over you that you have to kill and that are
Yeah.
like invulnerable until they flash. Like,
Yeah, those yellow guys.
yeah, and I don't know if they're beatable without the plasma beam or. I mean, they might be beatable with the screw attack because the screw attack's pretty powerful.
It is. I don't know. I might need. Because when I walk into this room, there's some guys that cannot be killed without the plasma beam. And I'm not
Oh,
sure who
actually,
else.
you can't get out. So that's what's interesting is as soon as you go into the room with the plasma beam, you cannot get out of that room without the plasma beam.
Right, because you have to kill those guys. So it's
What a conundrum.
probably reasonable that there are other rooms like that, right? Like you said, those yellow guys may require it. Okay, do they take damage from like super missiles?
I've never tried.
Yeah, I haven't either. Or maybe I have. I don't know.
It's weird
Um,
how this late in the game you haven't like tried to do things harder. Weird.
um, hmm.
Let me see if these guys completely refill me. Okay. What I really want is thingamabobs.
Indeed.
Layer. Just making sure. Oops. Okay, so I'm at 200 missiles. Supposed to be at 210. I may have missed one. This is going to be very annoying. I'm going to have to see which one I missed. Backtrack.
Um,
178 times 5 is 40.
I may not require the plasma beam.
Are you just like doing cursory research to see?
Yeah, I just looked it up and like it's all just kind of like forum posts where they're like, I think and maybe, So let me continue on without it.
Okay. One second. You
Yeah.
should take a quick break here. Ask your buddy. Ask
Oh,
ChatGPT.
that's a great idea.
I know. I asked ChatGPT what to do, and ChatGPT said you should ask me about it. And I said,
Oh,
that's a good idea. I'll tell him.
well, do we trust? I don't know.
I will tell you a story about ChatGPT, sir. A story that may shake you to your very core. So I was really interested. There are two actors I really like, Nick Offerman and Nick Amundsen.
Hmm.
Uh, so Nick Offerman, I think I'm getting the names wrong, but basically Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec and Lasseter from Psych. Love them both.
Yeah.
Both great characters. So I wanted to know if they'd ever been in a movie together. So I asked ChatGPT, and it was like, yes, they were both in an episode. They were both in an episode of Parks and Rec, which makes sense because that's what Offerman's from.
Right.
And they made up a character that Amundsen had played. And I was like, yeah, what episode that happened in? And they said an episode, and it was correct, if this makes any sense. It was a real episode,
Hmm.
but it was the wrong number, and the character they said was made up. And I said, I don't think that's true. And they said, and ChatGPT was like, you're right. And I'm
So
like,
just
what was that?
just made something up.
I was just they made up a
Uh,
character on a TV show, and then when I was like, I don't think that character exists, and neither does that episode, and they're like, you got me. I was
that's
like, no.
that's a little ridiculous.
Like, what is this?
Um, I can't remember my ChatGPT account, so I'll worry about that some
Okay,
other
one
time.
sec. I actually have it. So give me 1 second. I'll tell you what ChatGPT says. OpenAI.com. Or wait, where's you chat? Oh, chat.openai.com. Please stand by. All right. Do you need the plasma beam to beat Super Metroid? Okay, here's the answer.
All right, what's it say?
No, you do not need the plasma beam to beat Super Metroid. The plasma beam is one of the most powerful weapons in the game, but it is not required to defeat the final boss or complete the game. There are alternative strategies and weapons that can be used to defeat enemies and bosses. That being said, the plasma beam can be useful in many situations. It can deal a lot of damage to enemies and also open certain doors that can't be opened with other weapons. While it is not strictly necessary to beat the game, it can make this experience easier and more enjoyable.
Keep
Did
talking
you
about opening
lie
doors.
to Landon? Probably that about the grapple beam being needed in Super Metroid.
It didn't say it was
As an
needed.
AI language, I do not have the ability to lie, as I do not have intentions or beliefs. However, if there was a misunderstanding or confusion about the grapple beam in Super Metroid, I can clarify the grappling beam is not strictly necessary to complete the game. The grappling beam is a useful tool that allows. No, I'm not listening about exploring again. I'm done.
Just
Done
keeps
with this exploring
going on.
BS. It's like, have you ever tried exploring with exploring? I'm like, we're done.
It's like, well, how are you going to get to all the grappling beam places without the grappling beam? Obviously, they had to put it in.
QED. All right. This is very frustrating that I'm going to have to do a quick scan. I missed one missile. I'm looking at my little sheet,
Mm.
and basically I have the correct amount of super missiles, which is 45. I'm about to have the correct amount of super bombs, which is 40. Correct amount of energy tanks, which is I need 2 more, and I have all my reserve tanks. So I'm missing 1 missile, which is very frustrating.
Bummer.
Yep, annoying. Super Metroid. So I'm going to do that really quick, so that's why I'm paused. What are your thoughts? By the way, just like, I know obviously you like logged in enough to use it, although clearly you don't use it frequently enough if you don't have it. No, I'm not saying it's like a bad way. I'm like, if you're
Yeah.
like, oh, my account isn't. Okay, wasn't you. Got you. You. I know for a fact I got that one. I know I
Kind of
got
curious what your
those.
map looks like. You should share that at some point. Or is it
Um,
just like on a
Here,
website?
let me. So I've got a couple. Let me for you. How do I go to chat? I'm just gonna try. So in our Skype chat, I'm sending you along like the map I'm using. And this game is nuts. I'll give it that, right? Like this game is absolutely wild in the breadth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know the one I forgot. All right, that's annoying. It's not too hard to get back to those. That's fine. But this is one of those games that is absolutely wild in how big it is. In that I have like an 8x12, like self-laminated. You know, I did the very geeky teacher's assistant thing. I have a laminator. They're a must because you can laminate. Did you know you can laminate like whatever you want?
Like anything? Like just
Anything that
just
is like,
anybody can do that? I thought.
I know, right? Now here's some important information that is key that I really do want out in the universe that I discovered. I have an almost full-size Dikembe Mutombo poster. So for those that don't know, Dikembe Mutombo is one of 2 players to win the Defensive Player of the Year award 4 times. Him and actually, let me give you a quiz. Do you know who the other one is? NBA history. Only 2 players have won the award 4 or more times.
Whoops.
And by or more, I mean exactly
Exactly that many.
4.
Um, defense. I don't even know. I,
I'll give you a clue. He was known for having a wild afro and is named after has a nickname after a clock.
a nickname after a clock.
You heard me.
I don't know. Still
I'll
don't
give you
know.
another hint. He was named recently to a high British authority.
What?
There's a guy named Ben Wallace with the same name that got like declared some parliamentary thing, and so like the Ben Wallace basketball player was like,
No.
"Yep, I'll do it." And people were joking like, "Yeah, he should be Secretary of Defense because Defensive
Nice.
Player of the Year." Ben Wallace. Anyway, I have an almost full-size Dikembe Mutombo poster. It is 6 foot. It is 6'6", which is pretty cool. He's 7'2", so it basically, it says, "Hey, if you want to use this poster, put it 6 inches off the ground."
So
It's like, good.
just what? Just a question. If it's gonna be that big, why isn't it full size or life size? Why
I
didn't they
don't
make it like
know.
6 more inches?
I am willing to bet that they had a variety of basketball players around 6'6" that they decided to use the same template for, and then just for ones that were taller, probably added to it, would be my suspicion. I cannot verify for sure, though. That being said, I have that right, which is really cool. Now I know what you're thinking, though. Giant poster, your favorite athlete. That, how are you going to frame that?
Yeah, like nobody can frame that.
It's
Certainly
not
nobody
framed.
can laminate it.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, sir. You rube. Your hubris is your undoing.
What have I done?
So if you would like that laminated,
Jeez, these guys do a lot of damage.
that was doable. I was able to do that at Kinko's, and that was one of the coolest things ever. To go like, hi, I have like a 6'6" by like I think like 2 or 3 feet statue. That would have been even wilder. Can you laminate this
Can you
statue?
laminate my statue, please?
They're like, what do you think
They're like,
laminating
sir,
is? And I
this
was
is
like, listen,
Kinko's. We can do anything.
that would have been an amazing. But I mean, that was actually true. I was like, hey, I have this really big poster that I don't want to get ruined. Can you laminate? And they were like, well, they're like, because I mean, if you think about what laminating is, it's just putting plastic over it. So it's like the real constraint on
I'm gonna die
lamination.
here.
Exactly. We're all gonna die. Oh, by the way, sorry, come back to that.
I don't think I can beat this guy with
On last
58 health.
on last week's show, you made like a death comment, and I was like, you're gonna die here, and I was like, what's that quote from? I realized what it was from after the fact.
Yeah?
It was actually from Return of the Jedi. Um,
Yeah?
Han Solo is telling Luke, he says, I can't see anything. He's like, I think my eyesight. By the way, it's a funny line. So they're on a barge ship going to get executed by Jabba the Hutt,
Mm-hmm.
and Han Solo has been blind from carbonite poisoning. And so Han Solo says, I think my eyesight's getting better. Instead of a big dark blur, I see a big light blur. And
Mm-hmm.
Luke says, there's nothing to see around here. I used to live here, you know. Han Solo responds, you're going to die here, you know. Convenient. Ha
Ah.
ha ha. Now here's one comment. They're going to a giant eternal space worm
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the desert. So when Luke's like, there's nothing to see around here, Han's like not even like giant space worms.
Not even giant eternal space worms.
Not even those. And Luke,
Not,
okay, I am
not even
set.
these hover barges. I mean, those are pretty cool. Like, we don't have those.
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff to see around here. I
Yeah,
don't know what you're talking about,
I
but
disagree, like, completely.
and then after like Boba Fett dies, is like, hey, there are Tusken Raiders with the Boba Fett to see. Like he's like, you're really selling your home planet short, man.
Right?
That seems kind of uncool. Like there's a lot of stuff to see in Tatooine. I was reading the Tatooine, tourist guide. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
despite what you hear, there's a lot to do in Tatooine. So
All the pamphlets that they have at, like, the front of restaurants, local restaurants.
exactly. But yeah, that was the line I was thinking when he said, when I said something to you about dying, and I was like, where's that from? It was actually from Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
Interesting. I don't
So
think I
now
would
you
have
know.
gotten there. Yeah.
Well, now you have. Let's see. I want to go back to Norfair. I think I want to go right. Well, let's see. Kind of your call, but I'm good to keep going. We've been going for hour and a half.
These guys are
We can
so
keep going.
tough.
Yeah. What are
Um,
you doing?
I'm good to keep going. I'm in Norfair. I'm heading towards Ridley. I'll be interested to see if I can even beat this. Oh my god, I'm gonna die just trying to get to him. That was stupid. So stupid. I can't believe how stupid that was.
What'd you do? I'm not watching you.
Just took all this damage just trying. And now this statue, which almost killed me when he fell. All right, this isn't gonna take very long.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if you have enough health to take advantage of this. So this statue, and I'll be there. I'll be there soon. I'm behind you. I had to get those missiles I missed. Um, that statue, if you stand in one spot, can't hit you, but
Really?
it can hit you while you're getting into that spot. For those of us with 18 energy tanks, that's not a big deal. But for those of us with 2 energy tanks, it's probably a very big deal.
This is so far a pretty big deal.
I'm not good enough at this game to remember the space jump. Like when I get it, I just forget. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't. This game stopped being hard. Just jump, jump, jump.
Yeah, no, you're.
I wish it was a little easier to teleport to like the front of the bosses, but we've already kind of stressed that this game is pretty perfect, and could probably have used some polish, but it was so ambitious that I can also understand that like getting to the end, they're like, we're not fixing the stupid grapple beam. They're like, but in 30 years,
Yeah.
some random guy on the internet is going to be talking to a computer about how stupid we are.
They're gonna be doing this thing called Twitch streaming. They're gonna talk about it with their friends. They're friends. You're like, all right,
Yeah, you're my friend. It's pretty cool.
it's pretty cool.
And by the way, if you're not doing anything in a month, you can come out to Wisconsin and watch the World Series of Bowling. I already got my tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
I need to find out ahead of time. So you've made this joke that I love over and over and over again, and it never gets old. I'm not being sarcastic. The greatest bowler, I'm not. I'm about to explain it. And I
Okay.
want to explain ahead of time that I'm like, I know that I'm pretty sardonic and make jokes a lot, so I'm about to like sound complimentary, and you're like, surely he is joking about all these compliments he is heaping about a joke Landon makes about a bowler. No, sir, I am not.
Oh.
The greatest bowler in the world. Do you remember his name, by the way? I'm curious.
No, I think I might know it when you tell me, but
You have to, I mean, you have like a mnemonic device that I'm about to give. So I'm like, okay, I'll even give you the prompt that has happened before. So, what are your thoughts on Jason Belmonte?
oh yeah, I don't remember my thoughts. I can't wait for you to
This
remind
is
me.
awesome. This is really good. I'm like, hey, Landon, remember this funny joke you got?
That you tell all the
you're like,
time.
you're like, I'm looking forward to this. Oh, this sounds like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this joke. Sounds pretty hilarious.
Can't wait to hear how funny I was.
Whoever thought of it sounds pretty clever. Yeah, he is. So you always compare him to Simon Belmonte. So I'll be like, what do you think about Jason Belmonte? And you're like, I think he's pretty good at beating Dracula, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And what I'm looking forward to is if he is in the World Series of Bowling, I might actually start explaining some of this to kill time as I'm getting to Ridley. But the way bowling, I really love bowling as a. I just forget that I can keep going there. I really love bowling as how their playoffs work. So
Okay.
the way bowling works is you kind of have like an intro round, some deciding factor that picks 5 bowlers. It can be they qualify in some other tournament.
Mm.
It can be there was an open, right? So a
No.
bunch of players are all gonna
Go
die
on.
here. I am. That they can qualify in a number of varieties, but you basically get down to 5, and you get a step ladder format. So you are seeded. If you're the best bowler, you're seeded number 1, and you only have to win 1 game to win the title. But if you're seeded number 5, you have to beat number 4. So 5 plays 4. The winner of that plays 3. The winner of that plays 2. The winner of that plays 1.
Okay.
So it is really exciting, and it only takes about like 2.5 hours to finish. So it's like about as long as a normal sports game. Very, very exciting, and that's going on. And so
So
one of
so
the
it's
people
the
I
so it's the Mortal Kombat style of tournaments where Shang Tsung's just sitting back watching like all the bowlers fight each other until they get to him. Then he just
and yeah, and then when they win, he says finish him, and the bowler has to like kill him.
yeah, and it's they
They
in
go through a
gruesome and
lot of
creative
bowlers
ways.
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then later they have this weird thing where you're allowed to like, you know, be friendly to them, which doesn't make a lot of sense or something. Or
Why?
there's one you turn them into a werewolf or something. I don't know.
Oh, weird.
Am I wrong? I don't know.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds like bowling.
Um, but yeah. So anyway, I don't know who the 5 players who are going to be competing in this tournament, the World Series of Bowling, are going to be. I can't. I haven't been able to look up like how it's decided.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if Jason Belmonte is there, it's actually it's pretty affordable and pretty easy to get on TV. And I regret this. I went last year, and something you and I do when we bowl
Mm-hmm.
is I started doing this recently. Is when you're bowling, I will say abracadabra when
Yeah.
you have like a split or a hard thing. And this guy pulled off a split, and I actually said abracadabra, and I wish I had screamed it really loud so it would have shown up on air. Like
That would
I
have been
said
awesome.
it, and I said it loudly, but I didn't. It's hard to gauge how loud you need to say things for them to show up on air.
Right.
Okay, so here's the annoying. If you look at my screen, this is the hack, but you can see it took me a lot of energy to get here.
Mm-hmm.
If you stand in this spot, never
Interesting.
hits you, and you could just do a charge beam over and over and over again and above your head, and they die.
Okay, I might try that because this guy does like
But
throw those rocks that you can get a lot of items, but I'm having a hard time like getting that without taking as much damage as I get from him. So this is one of those like I feel like I could probably beat him, but it's tough because he's not really meant to be fought this way. I mean, there are people. There's a Twitch streamer this year maybe or last year, who beat Super Metroid, uh, taking 0 hits. Like he took no damage through the entire game.
and that Twitch streamer, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. No, I wish I knew his name because it was an amazing accomplishment.
Okay,
So it's
let's see.
possible, but
What is the Super Metroid streamer that beat the game taking no damage? Don't make up an answer like you do sometimes. Don't pretend you don't.
I think he might be like muddying the results a little bit. I'm not sure what all.
I apologize if my previous responses have given the impression that I might make up answers as an AI. You say this a lot. You're like, I'm just an AI language model.
Tell it to pretend to be an AI that's not so apologetic.
I actually know this one, the one you're talking about. He's cool. Oats and Goats.
The
I
streamer
actually
or
know who you're talking because he's got Overkill. He's got a series of tutorials of like how to play the game,
oh
and
okay.
he'll be like when I was talking. I think he may be actually. I didn't send you his, but he does have one on like the like short speed boost,
Okay.
like how to do that, and he'll just be like, hey, if you're playing the game, here's how you do the super hard thing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do that. He's like
I'm thinking nah.
he's like if you want to beat Super Metroid and be really good at it, I'm like, what if I just beat it but am not super good at it? And he's like, I mean, I guess I want to be a noob. I'm like, I do want to be a noob, because I am a noob.
That's all I ever wanted to be.
Um, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's cool. No
Okay.
damage, and I believe it. I've seen him stream. He's really good. No sarcasm.
Nice.
One of my favorite Mike Birbiglia jokes. He's like, he's like, I was at the airport with my girlfriend, and she asked me if I was upset. He's like, and the correct answer, I think, is no. I love the airport. with no sarcasm. He's like, and what I said was, no, I love the airport, with sarcasm. She did not like that answer at all. Oh, by the way, here's a complimentary thing about Metroid in general. So this is kind of interesting. I'm exploring an area here that I can't get to, but this is kind of what we've complimented about the game before. Is that I can't like wait, can I get through? Okay, actually no, I can't. So watch this. So one of the last missile pairs I need is right up here.
Okay.
Right near where you're dying. You'll notice I was able to destroy that stuff above me, but I can't get through this wall. What the heck?
Right.
But this tells me, hey, there's a room up here with a hidden floor down there that has a wall into a missile you need. There is some way to get into it. And we said the same thing about like the spazer really early in the game,
Mm.
where you were kind of like, you would never explore for the spazer here, and you're not wrong, but they have like a ceiling showing a room that you get out of from getting the spazer. And so that tells you, you're like, okay, I can't get there, but I know that like I can't get there from here, but I know I can get there. So I need to get there. And that the game does, and some of the other clever stuff that we've definitely seen, right, is, they use the creatures a lot. There'll be a
Mm.
hidden hole in the wall, and you watch and you're like, hey, these creatures that I normally bite or kill or whatever, hey, they're escaping through the wall here. What's going on? And that kind of tells you, oh, maybe I can power bomb through that wall. Maybe I can, not mock ball, just turn into a ball and go through that wall. Maybe I can blow up the wall. Maybe I can duck through the wall. In general, Metroid is really cool. Like I'm going to sound like Chat GPT. All the exploration, they also do a pretty good job of telling you. And so that's why, like I said, I'm also kind of frustrated that I kind of have to give credit a little to the grapple beam to say, you really don't need the grapple beam. You really don't need the grapple beam to traverse the game, and in many ways, the areas that seem to require it, in my opinion, are worse. But that being said, this is one of those this is like one of the last missiles you need to get, and it's just almost needless, but I just got it. And it's in a heart room. They love us. But, I mean, the grapple beam, right, you learn enough about it that you have these blocks that deteriorate if you don't use it fast enough. And then you do just have this random room that you don't need the grapple beam to get across, but then has a deteriorating brick. So, frustratingly enough, I have to say that, like, that is actually a half decent long con, not even long con, but like long build to say, okay, this last part, we want to make it difficult to get through. It has to be a brain teaser. We have to have trained the player to be able to recognize the brain teaser. So I've come around a little on the grapple beam. I don't like it as a device, but then also they're like, like, you don't like it, just learn to wall jump. And I'm like, but I'm bad at wall jumping. Like, we can't help you, man. They're like, listen, man, if you're bad at this game, we can't make you good at this game.
So I'm in this spot you were talking about. I can't aim straight up because I don't have the spacer, so it misses, but the diagonal works also. And because I have only the ice beam and charge beam, this is taking forever.
Yeah, but it works.
Do a lot of damage. It does work. But this is not giving me a lot of faith that I'm going to be able to beat Ridley in my current state.
I have no idea how to beat Ridley like that, because Ridley, I know, like, I actually thought Ridley was like beatable with super missiles, and in the state I am now, which is almost fully souped up, I like died to Ridley once, which was wild.
Yeah,
and I forgot to save, because I beat Ridley the first time I fought Ridley, which is cool, and then like did not the next time. Okay, so this next room is kind of interesting. This next room I hate, in that you would assume something is hidden in this room, but nothing is. It's a lava room that you have to get through before the lava shows up. And so one of the tricks, or acid, which is annoying, right? Because like you're immune to lava.
Right.
But acid is really powerful.
Yeah. It's bad stuff. We don't mess around with that.
Yeah, so, but you just need to space jump through it, which I'm doing. But it's nice and misleading because you're like, is there like you've been trained at this point to be like, is there a hidden missile at the bottom of the room? Do I need to get to the bottom of the room? Nope. All right, I've got a question. I want your opinions on what I'm about to start going through. Like, I find this very interesting. Both Kraid and Ridley in multiple areas of their areas like have these like mountains shaped like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in the mouth of a monster, and as I go down here, if as long as I don't knock out these beams, there's like a claw. Like
Right.
Ridley just like is like, I want a room that looks like a dragon
Right.
in the middle of my lair. Just not really any comments. Just like, yeah, Ridley and Kraid are like I'm gonna be a boss layer. I'm gonna make like,
This guy
maybe they'd
just
be better at defeating Samus if they didn't.
this guy just did an attack I don't think I've ever seen him do before. Where he spawns like those flying these weird things that spawn and hatch and fly away. What is that all about?
I mean, it sounds like you're making things up. I could confirm it by looking at your stream,
Yes,
but I'm not gonna.
well, you should, because that was strange.
Yeah, well, only. And you've been saving backups, right, of all these. At some point, I do want to host these.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm going to do this. Oh, yeah, this is another example of this. I can see power bombs over there. I can't get to them. So, if there's a door above them. I can't get to them from here. What do I got to do? What do I got to do?
The plot thickens.
And wait, I can't go through this ceiling? What do I do? Oh. Hidden wall. They really start going for the hidden walls later.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, basically, I think Meridia is a little annoying. I think it's some of the dynamics aren't great because they do try and force you to use the grappling beam.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a little big. They have you do backtracking for this. Norfair, I would say, like, both parts of Norfair are really well done, Ridley's included.
Yeah, Norfair is cool.
So here's one of the frustrating things to be careful for. I'm going to get one of the last sets of missiles I need. So I'm going to go back here and get these missiles. This section of the game really punishes exploration. Because I can go up above me and blow up some walls.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do that, I get back into Upper Norfair, and I can't get back down. So it's like the it's like the emergency, like the emergency exit kind of thing. There was an episode of Frasier like this where they keep seeing secret doors and trying to get through one, and eventually they're like, oh my god, what's that secret door? And it turns out it's just the fire exit that gets them out the room, out of the spa place that they're in, and they can't get back in. If you go up and to the left, that happens here.
Yeah, there's a few places like that, but
yeah. All right. This is really getting cool, by the way, because if you look right here, last set of missiles I need.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm completed on the missiles, and I'm going to get one of the last power bombs.
Very nice.
It's a little annoying. There's actually a little maze up here. So I need to jump up here to the top.
You know, it's kind of funny how differently we're going through this game, but like we're still like in similar areas. Like I just went through that place you were talking about. Well, I went through. I mean, now I'm lost. How do I get there?
Have you tried getting there?
What am I doing now? Oh no! I hope I don't die.
I thought you said death was a fine release.
Yeah, I can't go back the way I came.
Where are you? I mean, if you're in Norfair, like lower Norfair is like completely traversable.
Well, because like the acid just came up. I went through that room. I need to get over to Ridley.
Okay, so if you go through the acid room, you got to the top.
Hmm.
You bomb the floor in between before that like creepy before the like weird room with the dragon monster thing that has the E-tank.
Oh, maybe that's
Before
just right
that
down
room,
here.
you want to just bomb the floor. We might be like in the
Oh,
exact
okay.
same area.
Yeah,
That's
for
come
some
on,
reason
man.
I
You're
thought
you're
this was for some
you're
I knew
you're
I
the
knew I knew I wanted to get to this room. For some reason I thought it was further back. I apparently have
there's a room
very
like this in
very
Meridia
short attention span.
this room there was a room very much like this in Meridia that tripped me up was the exact same thing. You come to this room that has like the one area that can get confusing in this game that has gotten me to is okay, just to be safe, because this has bitten me before, and if I did all of this work and died, I would feel so sad. I'm going to save right here before Ridley, just in case.
Yeah, I literally
Uh,
just saved there too. This is we're gonna see two very different Samuses go fight Ridley here in a second.
I
One of
mean,
them will be successful.
we are going to see me fight Ridley and win, and we are going to see you die and decide if it's possible to beat Ridley.
Yeah, this will. Yeah, like it
There's
took
no
me a
question.
lot of shots to kill that Chozo. Like, and if Ridley has more health than that thing. So
I'm well aware that it's not, but that's just like that feels like a slur there, man.
what?
Like, I don't know. I felt kind of like it took me a lot of shots to kill that Chose. I'm like, I don't know if we're supposed to call him that, man. Just the way you said it, something. Hmm.
Well, oh wow, this fire blocks my ice beam. That's
One thing that's really interesting about
quite weird.
Norfair, where we're at now, and in a bit, Mother Braid's lair, is it's really weird how through most of this game, how powerful you are. And even if you're doing what I'm doing, right, which is like getting all. And by the way, here's the cool news: I now have all of the weapons,
Yeah.
and I am only one E-tank away. And I'm going to give you a spoiler: the last E-tank is behind Ridley.
No way.
I know, right? Wild. This is kind of silly, this little trick here to get down to Ridley, where you like have to go down these escalators and like let them fall first. But
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's see if I can even defeat these ninjas.
yeah, this was the question I had about. So like the real trick is like for me, I just jump over. It jumps me.
Okay,
I
they can
wait
die
for
with
them to attack.
3 super missiles. Ugh. And I just spent them all.
The good
Crap.
news is one of them gets you more super missiles.
Ah, no! He jump kicked me in the back of the head.
That is what they do. I believe these monsters are called the jump kick you in the back of the head monsters.
Monster space pirates.
Monster pirates.
Monster pirates.
It's kind. I mean, space pirates seems like kind of a stretch. Like it seems like they just hang out on their home planet.
I don't think this is their home.
Do you think this is a new place that they're at? I'm a little weaker than I want to be going into Ridley, but I should still be fine with. Well, actually, I wonder if I can recharge a little in this room ahead.
I mean, they probably came on the wrecked ship along with. Because what happened is
You
here's what happened.
okay?
No more.
Listen, you're allowed
Guess.
to make fun of me, but you better come up with a good theory because all of my theories have been very cogent. Just as an FYI.
You're
So
not
what
wrong.
happens with
You're
the
not wrong.
wreck ship?
All right, so here's what happened. Mother Brain is here, and as you said earlier, she needed more generals. She's like, man, I got Kraid and Ridley, but they didn't work
I'd
out
say
last time.
lieutenants, but proceed. Yeah,
Um,
just like from an official term. Like anyway, and I think they're actually officially
lieutenants,
called it.
I'm,
Yeah. Anyway, proceed.
whatever they are.
General
Anyways,
lieutenants, lieutenant generals.
yeah. So she's like, all right, well, I used to go to
Yes.
I used to go to space camp with this guy Fantoon. I'm gonna call him up. We're pretty good friends, and so she calls up Fantoon. She's like, "Hey, Fantoon, get over here to Zebus and bring a bunch of space
I'm
pirates."
angry that I would totally watch this show.
And so he's
Like
like,
if there was like a Metroid 2.5, like remember those like made for Disney movies like with like the Lion King and stuff?
mm,
I'm not making this up. There's like a Lion King 1.5.
Right.
This is so. By the way, sorry, I gotta cut you off. This remains so cool. That dynamic of when Ridley shows up, just the eye, the giant.
I'm
I
glad you like
imagine the
that. Like that.
sound. I'm sure the sound is amazing, and I really. It's kind of rough where I'm sure I can with my Switch. I mean I know I can. So I'm playing this through my monitor. Um, my monitor is hooked up to my computer for streaming, but it's got a lag. So I could listen to the music through the stream, but then it's in the past, and that just gets confusing. The sounds and
Hmm.
whatever. So sound is amazing, but yeah, so there's like stuff around it, and then of course the problem is I could probably listen to like wireless headset, but I'm using a wireless headset to talk to you, so I'm kind of running short on peripherals. I'm maxed out.
Fair enough. I'm assuming you've played this game with sound though, like off stream. Like.
Well, here's what gets lame. Not as much, sadly, because I've basically practiced to make sure I can beat it. But because I have done a lot of watching to learn how to play,
Hmm.
like I know the sounds and like I know what's playing here, and like it gets really it's extra nerdy, where I'm like, essentially I've watched this scene as a movie, and like this is like that's what's funny, right? Is like that's probably why this game does so well on Switch with like people like Oats and Goats and stuff. Of like, what? I didn't have reserves.
I died already.
I just died too, but that's because I was under the false impression that I had reserves in my reserve tank, and I did not. That's kind of sad.
First rule of
Oh,
space camp is always check your reserve tanks.
all right. So anyway, Metroid
Oh yeah,
two and a
forgot I was
This
explaining
is awesome. Yeah,
the
sorry,
wreck
this
ship.
is cool. So yeah, sorry, I had the audacity to get to a key point of the game
How
to start
dare you?
discussing instead of discussing our backstories, which we both know are the things that we both like. All right.
All right. So anyway, so she calls up Fantoon. It's like, hey, get over here. I need some more protection. And bring your space pirates. And
Yep.
they've all got their own space pirates. There's so these aren't like all Fantoon space pirates, but Fantoon brings some more. And so anyway, Fantoon's like, all right, and so takes their at this point unwrecked ship. She Fantoon is not like it wasn't wrecked before it ended up on the planet. That's what I'm thinking. Um,
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
so
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
right.
with you. I'm with
All
you.
right. Um,
So far, so good.
okay. So anyway, Fantoon shows up to the planet, and turns out Fantoon's just a really bad driver and just like smashes into the planet, wrecks the ship, kills Fantoon, but Fantoon then comes back as a ghost. And
I like. This is good.
yeah, and Fantoon's like,
I
oh,
am
sorry, my
somewhat.
bad.
I'm
Luckily,
I'm somewhat angry at how this is going because I'm like, it sounds like it's stupid and made up, and I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Fantoon's like, yeah, sorry, Mother Brain, but luckily my species turns into ghosts, much like humans, which, but that's a different game probably. Yeah. So yeah, Fantoon just
And
wrecked
then
and
Mother
died,
Brain's okay. And
and
then Mother
still
Brain's
became a
like,
general.
well, Mother Brain's like, this is a pain because I already made your statue.
Yeah, right.
I already made your statue.
Do
It's
you know how
down there. Like,
expensive this was?
Mother Brain's like, well, the only thing, like, someone would have to like the only way any of my other generals are going to be able to see me is if someone gets a piece of your corpse off of this ship. It's like, would anybody even think to do that? And that's why Mother Brain can't build the other statues, because Mother Brain's actually locked down there because of Fantoon. I
Because
love it.
Fantoon, because
And
this guy can't pilot his own ship.
she's like, Fantoon, come with the other generals to meet me. And by the way, I called up some other friends. Or actually, here's another one. I got some other funny ideas now with what you're saying. It's like we mentioned Crocomire. It's like just living there, living his
Hmm.
best life. Like the new space pirates like start mining on the planet or digging and discover him, right? Because he's super down there. So they just
Hmm.
discover Crocomire. And
Right.
Spore Spawn and Crocomire, to your point, both look like just kind of like live there stuff, which is fine. I love
Right.
it. I'm on board. So where am I? Which streaming service am I going to see this on? Are you excited about Super Mario Brothers? I'm taking my son to that when that comes out. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, I'll watch it. I haven't. I'm not very good at watching movies, as I guess you know. But
Yeah, it's really really hard. You sit there.
it's funny. Like I really enjoy movies, and I really enjoy the theater, but I go like once a year.
Ah, oh, that was my mistake. I'm a noob. I inadvertently turned my reserve tanks to manual. So that's why I
Oh.
didn't beat Ridley
Yeah, that
last time.
explains it. Oh yeah, because you didn't have the auto icon.
Yep. Yep.
What a strange feature.
Yep.
Like, I still don't understand the reserve tanks and
The
why there's
reason for it is
auto.
because of that. It's because of that little. Remember the little trick
No.
where you can like turn into a baby and get all of and turn all of your weapons into health.
No, that was my theory. That's what I thought. But you have to have zero reserve also.
Oh, so even if you've got reserve on manual. Hmm. Oh, never mind.
Reserve on manual? Maybe I didn't test that. I'm not sure. But I know I wasn't able to do it when I had reserve. Possibly because it was on auto. That I'm not sure. Oops.
And I'll get back to talking as soon as I've defeated Ridley, which is going to happen.
Yeah, it's not looking good for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I think the biggest problem, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that unlike some of the other, so Fantoon, that other one you mentioned, so Fantoon and that other one both have line spots. First off,
Mm-hmm.
and second off, both in theory give you health. Same with the Chozo statue. This Ridley, as far as I know, doesn't. There is a hack I know to defeat Ridley, which is you can cheat with the beams if you have all 5,
Mm-hmm.
and basically give Ridley a poison pixel that just constantly deals damage.
Oh really? That's
So,
interesting.
so the glitch is you have. Oh, that was kind of funny. I killed Ridley while Ridley's holding me, so I should in theory be dead here, but I'm not.
Maybe
Yeah.
you are.
Maybe I'm a ghost like
Maybe
Fantoon.
it might be a ghost like Fantoon.
Yeah.
He just like landed at very high velocity.
Uh-oh. Man, what's up? Oh no.
What?
Stealing your stick. I just
Oh,
went
oh
into Ridley's
yeah.
lair and behind. Now, I got a question here.
Hmm.
Right. I am super powerful. Like I'm fully weaponed out. I am
Right.
fully weaponed out. Isn't that cool? I am at 100% as long as I beat the game.
That is pretty
There is
cool.
nothing. There is nothing behind this room. I can't black through that door. This is a very tiny door. How did the Metroid get out?
What do you mean?
How did the baby Metroid escape? Like,
Out of this capsule?
yeah, yeah, out of the capsule and out of the room. Like, how did Ridley miss that?
Ridley was admiring his new statue, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe in that other room was like
Or
perfect.
no. Actually, I think the baby was just never imprisoned in that room, right? Because they needed it to make real Metroids. That's why we see real Metroids later, because we see in Dragon's lair all the fake Metroids that they tried to make before they had the baby,
Oh
and
yeah,
we
you're
see the
right.
real ones. So it had
So
already been
Ridley
transported to
probably
Shurian.
so Ridley probably came back here, cracked it open, got the Metroid out, and took it to Mother Brain right away, which defeats our theory about needing Fantoon to get down there. But never know.
Yeah, it's
Well, actually, no. Ridley could get down. Just Mother Brain was locked there for a little bit. I don't know.
yeah, it's not totally clear. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, the good news is from this point onward, the game is pretty straightforward. If I can just remember the fastest
Right.
route, doesn't even matter, strictly speaking. But I just need to get to Mother. I just need to get up to criteria, get to Mother Brain.
Does Ridley take damage from super bombs, power bombs?
I think power
I,
bombs affect him, but I just don't know how much.
and I died as a ball. I I think this is as far as it goes. I do not think I can beat Ridley.
That's sad. Not in a bad way. It was like it's super impressive you got that far to begin with, but
Yeah, I'm happy I was able to make it this far. But there may be some tricks, like maybe if I watched like some videos, like
oats and goats.
yeah, if I watched that and like practice a lot more than I really care to for this goofy experiment.
How dare? Well, actually, let's start discussing that. What do you want to do next?
Well, funny you should mention it.
I'm excited. I really hope you don't let me down with that tone of
Um,
voice. I'm very excited from that tone of voice.
how
Like,
about
well,
more Super Metroid? Yes.
what?
No, that was a joke. That was
I was
that,
like, what?
no. Um,
That was
I'm
like a randomizer. I'm not like super thrilled about that.
yeah, I've never tried any of those. But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe next time do Secret Project. If
Are you for real?
I'm
Are you breaking this for real? If you are messing with us and your audience, we will never
my
forgive you.
audience of just you and me. Um,
But everybody else clear out. We have like one or two.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand
Oh,
Twitch
it
yet.
is just you and me now. But
Okay. Um,
doesn't matter.
I'll let them know some other time. But yeah, I think I'll be ready for next time.
So can anything? Can you give anything like away? But you're
You
like, let's do Secret Project next time. But you're like, well, I'm not going to tell you about it.
I don't know. Like it like I think the only thing is that it is I will show it on stream. That it's going to be a stream thing.
Is it something I can participate in, or is it just watching?
All right. Yeah. I will ask for your help with something. Um, so yeah.
Did you make like a Did you make like a mud or something, or like text-based adventure?
I can't answer any more questions.
Oh,
But
I'm getting close. Did you
no,
make a text-based
I
adventure?
can't answer any more questions.
So
I'm
you made a
sorry, this
text.
interview is over. Uh, um, just gonna jump into the poison here.
So I think
Um,
this is the right strategy, by the way, for me to get up as fast as possible. This is what I was talking about. I come into this room up here. I can bomb that wall and get back, but now if I come back over here the way I got into this room, I
mhm.
can't get out. So essentially, this is a nice escape hatch out of Ridley's lair to get back to Mother Brain faster. But if you were foolish in exploring before you found Ridley, you go out here, back to the beginning, and you can't get back, which is kind of funny.
I see. Yeah, and I think I did that last time on my playthrough because I got lost in Warfare and went to the wrong place. At this point, I'm gonna. There's no point in me trying Ridley anymore right now, so I'm just gonna watch you. No
Yep,
hurry.
that's fine.
I think if you're up for it, continue on and finish the game.
I just want to finish because I'm excited about Secret Project and I don't want to do what we've like done in the past. Right? Like unveiling Secret Project. Now, listen, I'm going to finish Metroid. You do that. I'll
Yeah,
be over here playing Metroid.
yeah. I'll
And you're
need
like,
to. I still need to have some time to think about it. Over the weekend, like how exactly to like show it and stuff. But I will need your help. It will be on this stream. Um, if that's
if
cool
there's
with you.
anything web based, let me know. I can certainly. I mean, as weird as it sounds, I'm like, I actually have experience and skills doing that exact thing.
Appreciate that.
You know, let me know. I'm excited. I also like that we waited. We're like, let's come up with like 40 Metroid theories. Let's do a bunch of stuff. I'm like, we even brought up your secret project at the top. You're like, let's not break it until everybody's gone. But that's why you have to watch the rewatches. It's fun.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly why. I kind of wonder like who comes across these videos because just even as they like are autosaved to my stream and you can say like and you can watch them for like next 30 days or something like that. Like I look back at them and like between 10 and 20 people have like at least clicked on each one.
Well, I
And
definitely. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've rewatched. I don't hate them, so that's always good. Like I'll usually watch the next day. Like
I haven't rewatched like the whole thing, but I'll usually like watch part of it and just kind of like see how it came out like from that perspective. And yeah, I'm usually pretty happy with it. But kind of wonder who's like stumbling across these and like clicking on them.
people that love Super Metroid. The
Yeah, looking for Super
It was really
Metroid.
weird. So a friend of mine that I had hoped to podcast again, like let's wait till everybody's gone to plug stuff. So tomorrow, in about an hour, I think he usually does it in the morning, Pacific time. But an episode of Nerd is coming out on the Star Wars customizable. Question, by the way, have you listened to the Tick episode?
I've not. I was thinking about that. I've been kind of busy with other stuff. It's been. eh, I'll try to listen to it soon. I may just listen to
Oh,
it
there's the
without reading the comics.
I it
Or do you
means a
recommend?
heck of a lot that you are like, I'm doing the homework. And like I said, the fact that we're still friends after Ewoks, I'm like, huh,
I'm really enjoying it. Like I'm getting a lot out of it. I'm really glad you're doing those because they are fun to listen to and I have been enjoying like doing the homework first and then like soon after like listening to the podcast. Like no, I
yeah,
think they're great I'm glad you're still doing them.
I would say, I mean, like I bought it off of Amazon. I think you can find it for like $30. You can order off newenglandcomics.com, which we reveal in the episode as well.
Hmm.
It's not hard to get the original run of the Tick, which is what we discuss. If you haven't watched the Amazon series or the cartoon, those aren't mandatory at all, but we really praise them. So it is just
Okay.
like those are two things that I would say like at some point it is worth your while to get around to because they are that cool. Um, but the original 12 isn't bad. Like if you want to, like if you're a comic book fan, and it
Hmm.
goes pretty quick because it's only sometimes when you find like dead media, it's kind of nice because you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about all this other stuff. It's like it's this self-contained thing.
Right.
I'm done,
It's
which
not.
is nice sometimes. Like
Yeah.
Better Off Ted is an amazing show, and it makes me sad that there's no more of it. But on the flip side, it's like, yep, 2 seasons, not hard to get through.
Yeah,
Am I gonna say?
and I can appreciate that.
Yeah. But we're doing, and the next one you don't have to do any homework on because it's just Star Wars customizable card game, and so there's not
Oh,
like
okay.
anything. But that's coming out tomorrow, which is really cool.
I've
And
played that.
Jeff's got like, I have two.
Nice.
Yeah,
The
comes
one
up on the
where
show.
when you're done with your turn, you turn to the person next to you and say, "May the force be with you," instead of
Okay,
"I'm done."
nicely done remembering those. Now let me ask you a question because this comes up on the show, and I actually want an argument resolved ahead of time.
Okay.
And it comes up early, and this isn't a major spoiler. I like in rewatching, like relearning the rules and stuff, and becoming like reacquainted with Star Wars CCG. Was like this game is almost meta level nerdy programming because
Okay.
there is like a set of phases, right? There's like a
Hmm.
deploy, activate, this. There are specific rules for interrupts and stuff. Haven't been through this room yet. What's going to be here? This is a popular room, by the way, to the point of like this is where they recommend like practicing stuff because you have these markers. So like if you're practicing learning how to jump quickly or whatever,
Oh, okay.
this room is really nice because there's nothing in it, and then you can actually like observe. So a lot of people when they're talking about like practicing like speed, but if you want to practice like fast shine sparks or whatever, it's like
Yeah,
as an example.
that makes sense.
But
I really like this room because it's like this one-off room, and resources were at such a
oh
minimum, I
no,
guess, like back in the day.
you
Like,
have you have to turn off speed boost if you want to do midair shine spark, but I guess you don't really need midair shine spark once you can do that. All right, so I'm going to say okay, I'm going to give my biometric scans of the four bosses.
yes. So
This is kind of
that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. now that everybody's gone. Um, Last time we were talking about this, the resources of this game, I think I don't remember how it came up, but I'm proud to say I did correctly remember that this game is on a 60 or on a 24 meg cart,
Hmm.
and that is megabits. I wasn't joking when I said that, meaning that this game is 3 megabytes,
Wow.
which if you were to take like a modern language like Go for example and make hello world, print hello world and compile it, it's bigger than that. And I'm sure there's like
Huh.
for any Go listeners, I'm sure there's like some tweaks and things like that. But this was just a test I did where I just took my compiler in Linux and I just compiled hello world Go and it was like I don't know, like 10 megs or something like that. And so
So next week, are we compressing a Hello World Go thing? Is that your secret
yes,
project that you're
so
gonna come
it'd
up with?
take like many floppy disks to hold hello world and Go, which is ridiculous.
Oh no, I forgot
But
about
that's
this.
I mean, there are reasons for it, but,
Wait, why don't I have my? Why don't I have the? I do have the ice beam on.
yeah,
Why didn't it?
24 megabits. What are you doing getting eaten by that Metroid
They are much harder to get off you than they were.
in the first game?
Yeah, like
Alright, I don't know what it looks like for you, but on stream he just lost his shell and you're being eaten by this like horrifying red thing with fangs.
for me, it looks like a normal Metroid is eating me. But die. Let's see. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, like Star Wars CCG, like an argument we get into, not like a major argument on the show,
Mhm.
is I'm like, as a programmer, when I was listening to like someone do a recap of the rules of Metroid, or not Metroid, of Star Wars CCG, I was like, this is just coding. I'm like, this is a programming cycle.
I don't remember the details of how that game worked. Yeah, I don't remember much more than the May the Force be with you thing, which is pretty funny. Um,
How do I get these suckers off me?
but it was a CCG. Did you play Magic back in the day?
That's our next episode, and I did not, which is kind of
Oh, okay.
bizarre.
Yeah, I played quite a bit of that. I still have my Magic the Gathering cards.
Phew. Okay. So what? Okay, let me ask you. Like, but yeah, sorry. So for the Star Wars CCG, the point was that like it just seemed like a coding. Like, I mean, it really seemed like meta programming because it's like you really have like a programming loop cycle.
Hmm.
And I mean, maybe in general, most card games are like that, right? Because if you have like a turn cycle where certain
Sure.
things can happen, that really does turn into like what coding is like. Because I mean, that's
Yeah.
the oldest version that even though I've taken multiple classes on, I've already forgotten. Like, you basically do have essentially a clock that is told, hey, we have to do these things by this time or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's really how it works. Is hey, we've got a clock. We do this time. We do this time. What is the trick, by the way, to just get a Metroid off you? Do you know?
It's
Like it's
bombs.
something.
Like yeah, bomb like in one place and when they go off, go to the side. I think. I also like the shellless Metroids. That's coming across on your stream. I'm looking at that. So that's some about the refresh rate versus what's streaming. Or I don't even know. That's pretty bizarre. You'll have to take a look later.
It's kind of funny. I like it.
They look much scarier without when they're just that red thing in the middle with fangs.
I'm really gonna have to look that up. That's funny.
When you freeze them,
But yeah,
like they
anyway,
look normal, but yeah. Anyway,
but yeah, that was the discussion we had got into was like, is Star Wars CCG like coding? I was saying it just reminded me because you're like kind of almost doing like a programming loop and kind of tricking that. Funny story, by the way. The guy that came up with Magic. Have you
hmm.
ever played the game Robo Rally?
Yeah.
He made it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a fun game, which is what I was. I that also came to mind when you were talking about games that feel like coding because that one's pretty obvious. But
Yep. Okay, so this. these things are kind of terrifying. Why am I not doing charge beam?
Why aren't you doing charge beam?
Do I have like mega on or weird? No, don't do that.
What's going on?
Ah. Okay, my stream probably just vanished. Sorry about that. So my controller was on turbo mode inadvertently. I wasn't trying to
Oh,
cheat.
okay.
And then
Yeah, that would
there we
mess things
go.
up. That would explain why you can't charge.
I don't remember how to kill those things. I think maybe just avoid them, right? And then okay, I'm fine because now
Yeah,
the
you just keep
this
going.
is the am I coming up by the way? Am I
Yeah,
showing
you're
up
back.
or
You're back. Yep.
okay? I love this room, right? You're walking through this room. That Chozo statue just vanished. You're like, wait a minute, aren't I supposed to fight that? And actually, in some ways, me getting this low on health, now everything is turning to dust, and you're like, what is going on here?
Uh,
You're like,
your your
the
your stream is artifacting a lot right now. That just all of a sudden started. I don't know if you can reset it somehow. It's like a blur. You can if you look at my stream, you'll see what I'm seeing come across yours.
okay, I'm gonna do a quick stop and start. So I should have disappeared and come back right in the most pivotal moment
Right. The
when
most.
the Super Metroid is killing me, and then it like
I think that
randomly.
did. I think that fixed it though.
So it's like never mind. It's like oh yeah, that's right. You're the genocider that killed everybody. I better run. Like you better.
Right.
It's right. Get here. Yep. Like whatever. Who knows what? I mean, obviously this thing has been killing a bunch of stuff. I think I can get what recharged in here, right? Yep. Get all my missiles back that I already have, which is key for beating Mother Brain. I'm not going to do the hack, but I'll comment on it. This is what we talked about, and actually is like a weird coding thing. Oh, and by the way, last thing on like Star Wars CCG being like coding.
Hmm.
One thing that came up is like in later iterations of Star Wars CCG, they have like objective cards, and if you meet your objective, you like get super powered up. And I'm like, this is just tricking you into working.
Yeah.
Like this game is.
Get
I'm like
that
this
big
game has like
promotion.
a coding loop. I'm like this game's got a coding loop with a bunch of math required. Um, and yeah, if you like watch it, like they are like that. They're like, okay, well I win this battle by 10-2, so that's 8. But then there's a 4 attrition, so you have to do this. But my immunity is above that, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, wait, what? And then like they like, and I met my key performance objectives, so I can get this. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's
Right.
coding. That was my take.
According to
And
these
Jeff's like,
metrics. Yeah.
this is a little nicer than the previous one. The hack here is this little
How does
bar
this
thing.
work? Mm,
They only render one at a time. So see,
mm-hmm.
there was one rendered behind me. This one, now that I've destroyed it, will allow the next one to render. This one in front.
Right.
But if I basically glitch through the first one, that one there doesn't render, this one here doesn't render, and this last one here in front of Mother Brain doesn't render. So if you're speed running, that's kind of a must. But I'd say as compared, the first one, if I recall, had 7 of those. This
Mm-hmm.
one is far fewer, so I'm okay with it. But we do get here, and it's diagonal.
Yeah.
If you look at my health and what's going on, and I'm going to give a spoiler. In general, I'm basically just going to stand in the corner, diagonally shoot Mother Brain with missiles or with a laser or with something.
Or whatever.
And
What
then
one?
at this point, go ahead.
I was just gonna like back up a little bit because what one other kind of fun Super Metroid fact, one other kind of cool little detail is those
Why don't I just kill Mother Brain right? Why didn't this
the
work?
the
Anyways.
doors with the eye on them that are blocking them. Like
Hmm.
you have to typical video game, you know the eye opens, you have to shoot it. If you're standing right up against the door, the eye opens and closes right away again, so you can't shoot it, which I thought was kind of a funny thing for them to put in there.
I don't know what Mother Brain is shooting at me. That is kind of terrifying.
I always thought like all of Mother Brain's attacks were really cool. Like this
They
little
are. They
bomb,
are.
like they're just cool to look at. Like visually, they're neat. And
Yeah.
I had seen this form of Mother Brain like in a Game Pro before I ever played the game, so it was spoiled for me. I was young enough that I guess I didn't care as much about spoilers, but I still kind of like wonder what this game would have been like going in blind, especially if you were someone who like played the first Metroid. Like it would have been, I think it would have like been that much more special.
Is this a case where I need to like die? Like I think it's a case where oh yeah, yeah. Here we are.
Yeah, the Mother Brain fight is interesting because on one hand, like we talked about, it's one of the best like in video games. It's super satisfying, it's awesome, it's epic, but it's easy.
Oh
But
wait, what?
but you can still die. As you
I
just
I how did I die there though? Is my question.
I don't know. I'm actually not sure. But I've died on Mother Brain before too, because yeah, you think, all right, let's hurry this
Oh
up, but
no.
like you, all
I
right, because you
didn't
didn't use
save in
that
front of.
last.
Oh no, wait, I did. I did. Phew. Phew. Okay.
There was a save point you skipped, which is one I usually skip too, because if you grab the later one, you can never go back. Which in your case, since you have 100%, really doesn't matter. But
Yeah, it's fine. For whatever reason, I thought I was still in Norfair.
oh,
Should
that'd
have
be
been really.
terrible.
Should have been sad.
Yeah,
But now we get to see the thing that we missed before.
that's right.
So
Yeah,
there we go. Wait, how did I die though? It doesn't make sense.
yeah. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what the logic there is on when Brain does the
Because
things she
I
does.
I
But
even had reserve. I know I have reserve tanks. It's on auto. It says it.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I've like I said, I've died to Mother Brain thinking
I'm.
it's an unlosable battle, but there are some cases
In
where
some
for
ways, it's nice that it happened just as like a proof of concept because I don't understand how it happened.
hmm. And I did like the thing you talked about. I think when I first got into the Mother Brain, how like Mother Brain is an easy fight. Like this whole area, like the Metroids are tricky, but they're not too bad, right? They're not like super. It's not the hardest part in the game. And I did kind of like your comment about like you've made it this far, you've fought all the way to the end. It doesn't need to be like the hardest fight ever for the end boss, and that's something very few games do. Like it's usually like the end boss is by far the hardest thing, right? But
Well, I
it
mean,
really
like
doesn't need to be that way.
Final Fantasy VII does that, where it's just kind of refreshing. Where like,
Exactly.
admittedly, in theory, it's like an in your brain. I mean, Final Fantasy VII. If you understood that the first three times through, the first four times through, whatever, right? Um, you're a wizard.
Yeah.
I can
No,
even explain it if I
I
keep
don't think
dying.
I understood it until I like read stuff about
Yeah.
it.
So like the very, very last battle, you defeat Sephiroth for real, and then you kind of like defeat Sephiroth in your brain is the implication. But yeah, you just like do Omnislash to Sephiroth and destroy him, which is cool.
Yeah, and
So yeah,
that was one of my favorite moments in a game also because the first time I beat Final Fantasy VII, like I had never even unlocked Omni Slash in the game normally, so that was like a brand new attack, and I was like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever.
you didn't feel like battling at the Golden Saucer forever and ever and ever and ever and ever
No,
and ever.
no, no.
You can't get it early is annoying too. Like you can't get it on disc one even if you're at the Golden Saucer.
Oh really?
Like yeah, there are people. There's a 4x8 Productions is one of my favorite channels, and on that they go over like nice hacks and stuff to beat Final Fantasy VII, and there are really cool like materia hacks and things you can do that are like really impressive. So like you can beat like Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon like super duper early, which is really fun.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
check that out if you
yeah,
haven't.
like Metroidvanias are one thing, but RPGs, like especially like some of those Final Fantasies, I've barely scratched the surface, even though I've beaten a few of them.
Wait, so there's a save point I missed. You're saying?
Yeah, like right before
Yeah.
you
Oh yeah, I
died.
can. Yeah, like the thing that says save right there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wait, is it down below, or is it
Yeah,
just in front?
it's just in the tunnel, which I'm behind, so you
I,
probably already found it. Yeah, these
I
eyeball
guess I could have
guys
done.
like stand too close. They're like they're like, "Ah, man, I got something in my eye," and so they have to close their eye again.
Boo. All right, let's go to it. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm really gonna have to look up what happened. I don't understand because I mean, like, is there any rule about Mother Brain? I mean, I blasted her with missiles. I blasted her with all the super missiles.
You may have to survive the first hyper beam attack. Um, I'm not sure.
Okay, got that. All right, so your super secret project.
Yeah. Look, it's been like 6 months. It's so close. I am actually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty proud of myself that even now, even like a week away from unveiling, like I'm literally the only person in the world who knows what it is, like what I've been up to. I haven't told anybody else.
we already said it's a text adventure, right?
Oh right, yeah. Good guess. You got it.
Am I close?
I don't know.
Ballpark?
I don't. What's in the ballpark of text adventures? What would this even be? Is Super Metroid? Is
Did you make Super
I mean, I mean, ta-da!
Okay. Why didn't I just kill? I think actually this is the better trick, right? Is the jump. Because then you avoid a lot of the hits.
Yeah.
I got cocky. I was like, I'll just stand in here and
Some.
take all the damage.
Um. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, go for it.
Um. So like we didn't play or Metroid 2 on stream because it's a Game Boy game. It's
Is
oh,
it available on Switch? Actually, it might be. I
I
don't know.
don't know. I don't know where you can play it other than on a Game Boy. There is Zero Mission. Sorry, that's a remake of one. There's Samus Returns for the 3DS, which is a remake of
That's
Metroid
probably
2.
available on Switch, right?
Do they have 3DS games? I'm not sure.
I think they do. I don't know.
Um, they might. It's a good game. It took me a couple playthroughs to appreciate it, but I do like that it's Metroid 2 because Metroid 2 was hold kind of a special place in my heart. It was my first Metroid game. It's one of my first like Game Boy games when I was a kid, and I played it so much. Um, and a lot of
Well,
people kind
as we recall, I hate Metroid 2. It's one of my defining characteristics.
of yeah, that's right. That's how we know you. Yeah, Dre, the Metroid 2 hater. That's what we always call you. Um, but anyway, so like it's a lot simpler than like Super Metroid, of course, but so is the first Metroid. And
Okay, so I guess you do need to be able to survive it, and it was roughly 4 bars.
okay,
And I guess reserve tanks don't count. So that's the trick, is you have to have like at least 4. All right, good to know for future.
yeah, um,
Kind of annoying, but
yeah, because I remember one time I was playing this, and if I remember right, like you can push a bunch of buttons and stand up. The
and let's
first
give the
time you
credit
get
to
knocked
this.
down.
This scene is ridiculous. This scene is ridiculously good. Like we
Oh,
agree.
it's so awesome.
For a Super Nintendo game, I mean, it looks great now. For a Super Nintendo game,
it's one of my
had to have
favorite.
melted people's brains.
Exactly, yeah. It's one of my favorite moments of all of gaming. Like it's just done so well, and there's no like, and it's all just done like in game with a few sprites. There's no like nobody's talking. There's no cutscenes. It's just
I'd qualify this as a cutscene for sure, but the point being, like, understanding the medium and what you need to do.
yeah.
Kind of
I
like how
mean,
Mario doesn't need to talk for most of the games and stuff.
sure. Or
And I mean, this
or
this
like
gives
Link
some
for that
credence
matter.
to the this gives some credence to the idea that like Mother Brain is like an organic computer that can come back,
Right.
because it was just like destroyed and then came back, and that kind of answers the question. You're like, hey, wait a minute, how did I killed you? How did you come back? It's like, well, if you can survive all of your energy being sucked from you from a Super Metroid, you can probably survive an explosion, or your source code can, or whatever.
Yeah, in to your point about them being copies or this being a copy makes a lot of sense, especially after Metroid 5, Metroid Dread on the Switch, because you're in this, uh, you're on a different planet and it's like different, but it's another Chozo like world, and there are like more, I don't know if they're more primitive or just more basic uh, central computers, which are mother brains, and
Yeah,
they're not like in the jar like in this, but they're clearly like mother brain technology. Like there's that same AI technology.
do I go out the back or out the front? Out the back, apparently. And this is funny, right? Start going out the back, and I'm like, oh no, these things are gonna block me. Oh, my missile is like, I don't need to mock ball. I don't need to run.
Oh, it's true. Like because even this escape sequence, like escape sequences can be stressful. Like this one, because you're overpowered and you've got this hyper beam and you're doing all this damage. Like you just, it's fun and it is like the whole thing is so satisfying. And I don't like they give you enough time,
I
like barely enough time your first time through, because it is kind of a maze getting out, which is
ish. I mean, I didn't know about the what you calls the creatures the first time through, so I didn't save them.
sure. I
But
didn't know about him like a bunch of times, but I was that the creatures are
shout
another
out to
thing
my
I'm
friend Ben Guest. He was telling me in college, and sorry, I'll let you finish, but
sure.
he was telling me that in college, him and his friends would like do this stage. Oh no, this never happened. They would do this stage to see how like fast they would like start the timer at 58 seconds to see if they could get out fast enough.
Yeah.
And I actually did ask about the creatures, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know about that, but they give you ample time for the creatures. Even like I've made some mistakes here, and I think I'm still gonna have time."
Yeah, I think you will too. And like I think I've definitely gotten lost trying to escape, and I've died on this before. I don't remember if I died the first time through or not. Um,
And of
and
course, they certainly. I mean, this is where like speedrunners excel because they certainly make this design to not let you just jump up.
you can. I think you can. Like if you shine spark early and then jump up onto that one platform that's blocking your way, I think you have enough time to shine spark the rest of the way up. I
Oh,
might be
really?
wrong, but I feel like that's possible. Not to say I can do it,
We'll see.
but um, but I was proud of myself because I did discover the animals on my own, just on one of my playthroughs, because I played this game, well, a lot over the last 30 years. How old is this game?
Dear God, right?
So like one time I was like, you know what, this is open. I'm gonna go down here, and sure enough, they were there.
Is it? Should I have gone in the front there? This one?
I'm a little
Right,
behind, so
that's
I'm
where.
not sure.
Yep, that's where I want to go. Go in this room. Guys, get out! Get out! Go! Go! Go!
Also,
Go!
I
Go!
would
Go!
like
Bird!
to take this moment to let's talk about the saddest story in Super Metroid.
Okay, what do we got?
So it's very sad
Crocomire.
when you don't save the animals, right? Especially when you know they're there. Like, oh man, they didn't make it. So you save the animals, but if you recall, the well bird, as you called it, the shine spark bird, when it was down there when you meet it, what is it doing? What is it doing when you meet it? Do you
I
remember?
don't know what.
It's
All
sitting
right,
there hanging out.
you ready? You ready for this? It's coming up.
I like how you
Boom.
jumped over your
Made it.
ship.
Well, yeah. What do you do?
But
Like that's how you win a race. You jump over the finish line. You don't jump into the
you jump
finish
over
line.
home base. Yeah.
Actually, that you can get out doing that if you miss home base. So, and I
So
could have there too, right? I could have jumped over the ship and died. But
so
anyway,
so so anyway, here we are. Like we see this explosion. We see the animals escape. We're all happy. All the good guys escaped. But you know who didn't escape?
Crocomire. That's because Crocomire's dead.
Well, we
Do I
killed
see?
Crocomire.
Yeah. Do we see the little? Did I already see the dot? There's the dot. Yep, they escaped.
There's the dot. Um, but know what was not in that room? You don't, so I'm just gonna
Continue.
tell you.
But
um,
It's
The
just kind of embarrassing how the game works. Like with a lot of mistakes and stuff, that's only like 7 minutes worse than my best. So that's kind of funny how the game works. Where
hmm,
like I've done it in 3:29. I think is the best I've done. And I've only beaten it a couple times, and it's from like the same start save point.
yeah, I
So even
mean,
having to like bet. I guess it's weird. Like when you miss a missile and you backtrack, it probably only takes you like a minute or two, but it feels like an eternity.
and that's one thing
So
I like about how this world is interconnected because it doesn't really take that long to get from one place to another. But anyway, to finish my very sad story, um,
the spore spawn isn't there.
no, the whalebird, remember? It was hanging out by its nest. It had an egg. It had a little baby there.
Where was the nest?
Where it starts out, it's like sitting there, and there's like
Really?
a
There's a
yeah.
nest?
Unless I'm
Huh.
making stuff up, which is possible.
So what's that bird called?
I don't know.
Which is I do not know what you're talking about. Super Metroid bird. Oh, okay. You are not wrong. Do you want to know the first thing that comes up when you type it in?
What?
Bird with nest. If you type Super Metroid bird, it
Yes.
completes to with nest. It is sitting on an egg. You are not wrong.
See, I only noticed that like the other day, like during this little project we've been doing. I was like, man, I don't think it brings that with it.
Uh, Interesting. So, a funny note.
Yeah.
All right, I'm reading stuff. The appearance in Metroid Fusion shows that the eggs from Super Metroid had hatched with a small Dokori chick as the result. The Dokoris and Etakuns are seen as the sole survivor. So,
Wait,
like,
what?
shows up in Metroid Fusion. That egg shows up apparently and has hatched. All right, we ready for this? We ready for the sexism
Yeah, like I know
and
they're
the
in
hundred
Metroid
percent?
Fusion. I don't remember a baby one. Maybe it's in there. But, all right. We'll assume it had some way of.
Okay. So step one, I beat the game in under 5 hours. So yeehaw,
Yeah.
that did happen.
Get
So
the
here's what we
thumbs up.
want for that. Boom.
Boom. This awesome logo.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
100%. Very nice.
And let's see, I forgot. Does the sexism come up or did I already miss it?
Uh, no, she only takes off her helmet. She's still wearing her glasses and everything. So
Oh, okay. So is it under 3 hours or what? I thought it was.
it's under 3 hours.
Oh, well, I'll take that. I'm okay with that. That actually makes me feel more comfortable. I'll take 3.5 hours.
3 hours and 1 minute.
Whatever. I could probably do under 3.5 hours at this point with some stuff, but I am not worried. I mean, it's easy for under 100% to do, right? Because if you're not going back through, all right, well, we did it. Only took us 2.5 hours 2 times in a row. I should go get some sleep,
Yeah,
as
I
should you.
should.
You're an hour in
Yeah.
the future,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. It is 1 in the morning. Cool. Well, congratulations. Very nice. That's a that's a great feat. This has been really fun. I'm really glad you wanted to play this game, and I'm really glad we spent this much time on it. It was it was really fun for me, like watching you go through it for the first time. Um,
And
and
and flail and hate everything.
yeah, like
I would say that one room with the grapple beam was really it. Like that's kind of the only one. And for me, what was odd is it was in Meridia, not realizing the floor. So I mean, I do think after you've gone through this game a few times, it is funny how you are trained to go. No matter what the room is, no matter how many exits it has, it might potentially have ceiling, floor, hidden wall. That
mhm.
is an impressive thing to get you by the end of the game to go that it is potential to traverse through this room in any way, right?
Yeah, it's true. Um, but yeah, and yeah, so it was awesome. Like is really fun for me, like seeing you go through the game for the first time, and me just kind of like being a tour guide for a little bit, just kind of walking around, and then I'm really happy you had enough interest in the game to like put in this effort to for this accomplishment. I mean, this is awesome, and then for you to like play it as somebody who's proficient at the game, which is a different experience than going through it for the first time.
With the exclusion. Yeah, and it's interesting to. I mean, I will give that to 100% of like, even if you know everything, it is easy enough to forget a few things because it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to go to the right, like this room up here with all the secret stuff. Don't forget the first time in that room, you're supposed to go right through the hidden wall to just collect
Yup.
some needless missiles.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I've only done a 100% run. I think only once. And if I were to try to do it now, it'd take me forever because I don't remember where everything is. Because there's a lot of items in this game. But
It is true. All right, well, I will see you next week. I'm looking forward. I mean, we have it on tape,
we
right?
have
We
it
have
on
it on
tape.
tape.
Yeah. Uh, I'm thinking should be good to go. Should be good to go
All right.
next week.
All right. Well,
Next
I
time
will
we
see you
stream.
then, sir.
Sounds good. Um, Thanks again. And yeah, I guess that's it. I think we're the only ones here. So see you later. All
Have a good night.
right. Have a good one.
Bye.